Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Derek Weldon, and this is the Cool JDM Show. And I'm joined today with Mike Dennis and Maximilian Scheffler on the microphone.
Hello.
Visually, just me and Mike, though.
That's right.
Non-visually, Maximilian, and we've got a secret guest for the show, which we're not going to mention yet. Not going to mention yet. That comes at the end of our hype up. And so let's begin. You want to do some hype stuff?
I'll do some hype stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the coolest JDM show on the internet. It is live from Japan, of course. Now we're doing hype up. Oh, wait, am I just doing the hype up, or am I doing the whole
That's okay.
intro?
That was a pretty good hype up. So in today's episode, we are going to talk about the PCA BB early obituary. We're also going to talk about how Japanese people like to eat placentas. An update on our Moto Compo. Japan ripping off the Mini 30 years too late. An 8.6 that is selling right now for $60,000 US.
A bargain.
And then our main topic, how to budget for a Japanese car import, which is probably the biggest question you need to be asking yourself before you import a car from somebody like Pacific Coast Auto. Okay, now that's what the show is going to be about. Got to announce now, we've got, and we spent money on this.
Hotly requested.
Yes.
Was it hotly requested?
This is something popular request.
I know I was requesting it. Is it just a hot request from me?
No, this is everyone. Every hot person watching right now has requested this hotly.
And the not hot people as well.
Wait, this is the cool JDM show. That was
okay.
kind
The
of
cool
opposite.
people.
The cool
then
people.
The cool people.
Yeah, we got a microphone for Grant.
Oh my God, you guys! Hi.
So no longer does Grant have to shout over to the other side of the office in order to be heard on the show. He's got his own.
People have asked for it, and I am here.
Yep.
There we go.
Oh, the stream. Is the stream lagging? No one's chatting. When no one chats, I get nervous that nobody's watching.
Everyone needs to chat as soon as they get in and say, "What's up? I'm here. I'm from X country." Yeah. Actually, in our old live shows, everybody did that.
Yeah,
that is
fine.
actually a good idea.
Hey, I'm from New Zealand. Hey, I'm from
Uzbekistan.
Maybe. Sure,
that
yeah.
would be sweet. I really hope there is someone here.
Let us know where you're from.
I feel like 50% Americans, 40% Canadians, and 10% the rest of the world is my guess.
Yeah.
Because we have a time zone that lines up best for Canada and USA, because that's where most of our customers are from.
I wonder, did the show start like as it started? The chat's coming through now, which is good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Lucky, but my internet is bad.
First chat. Huh?
Yeah.
So, internet on our side seems to be good. All of the data I get is stable, so stream should be good.
Hey, Max, I notice you're wearing a mask.
Oh, the mask conversation again.
That's because he's Batman.
Yeah, it's not a surgical mask. It's like a Halloween mask for Batman.
Yes.
Are you sick?
My wife was a little sick, so I thought protection for everyone.
Oh, so you're like being considerate of the other people in the office with wearing that.
That
okay,
is correct.
That's very nice of you, Max.
Yep.
Okay, so let's...
Canada, Texas. Nice.
Isn't that funny? The Canadians are like, I'm from Canada, and the American is like, I'm from Texas. You guys notice that happens, hey? You meet somebody here in Japan from the US, and they'll always say the state that they're from.
Yeah.
But if you meet someone from almost any other country, it'll be like, I'm from this country.
Yeah.
Right.
I always find it weird when I say, oh, I'm from New Zealand, and somebody says, what part? And I'm like, oh.
You don't know any of the parts.
I'm also from the most common part, too.
The only part that people are from. It's all just sheep everywhere else, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
We have someone from Trinidad and Tobago.
Really? Cool.
Good. Just after 10 p.m. is the perfect time for Trinidad, so we should start advertising that. PCA show, perfect time for people from Trinidad and Tobago.
Nice. Arizona. Oh, this is great reading this.
It's fun to see where people are from. Okay,
Yeah.
Grant's here. Grant's live.
Woo-hoo.
We're live.
And we'll start off with our main topic, right?
Yeah.
So here's the intro to that, industry talk, and let's get right into that right now. And so, how to budget for a car import. So you have a certain amount of money, and then you want to buy a car from Japan. You want to buy from auctions because that's the best value for money for you. But you don't know how much you can bid on the cars to equal the amount of budget that you want to spend, because there are a lot of different things to consider. So here's a quick list of the things that you need to consider. Number one, the car cost, and we'll get into these individually after. So the cost of the car, that's number one. You want to put your fingers up. Number 2, service fee. Number 3, extra fees. Extra fees is like transport and other stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Shipping costs, import costs, and registration costs. So six main categories. Some of them are a lot easier than others. The first one, obviously very easy. How much is the car going to cost? The one that you're going to buy. There's not a lot that we can add to this. Car costs are simple. I guess I will say that like car costs are just a fraction of what you're going to be spending on it. And as a result of that, you've got two things. We've got a variable cost, and we've got several kind of fixed costs or semi-fixed costs, right? And so your variable cost can change without altering your fixed costs too much. So if you bought like $1,000 car, your total import cost might be $5,000. But if you bought a $2,000 car, your total import cost might be $6,000. So now you've doubled the price of your car, doubled the quality of the car potentially, but only added another 15 or 20% to the total cost.
Yep.
And so this is the reason why it's always better to get the better version of the car, providing you can afford it.
Yep.
And I understand, I get it. A lot of people want to stretch the budget. They want that Skyline. They can't quite afford it, and they go for it anyway. There is reason to want to do that. And it's not too bad to do that. Just know that your money goes further if you get a car that's below your budget.
Yeah. We talk.
You don't have to stretch for that.
We talk about this in the often quite frequently, and it does, like with the Skylines in particular, it reaches a point where, yeah, I would love to put in extra money, but the car is already getting to be so expensive that now it's at the maximum of what I can reasonably afford or want to spend on the car. So yeah, we get it.
Yeah. Next up, service fee. Now this is, I'm going to give information for any car exporter. If you're watching the show, you're probably going to buy from us, honestly. But this is information that goes for any car exporter. And so the service fee is going to be different for every exporter. You're probably going to spend somewhere around 100,000 yen for that. This is somewhere around the going rate. Of course, if you are a dealer customer, you're buying more cars, you'll typically, this is where you're going to get your discount, is off of the service fee. Discounts off of service fee is really hard to get below a 30% discount off of that. I think most exporters kind of cap out for their best customers somewhere around 70,000 yen, or about a 30% discount off the rate. So that would be for somebody who's buying maybe, I'm just watching what's going on.
The phone rang and Grant's mic picked it up.
No.
So you got Grant's mic off at all times until he wants to talk, then you turn it on, right?
I get to decide. Oh wait, Grant wants to say something.
No, no, it's just me dramatically making the Team America, I think I need to talk now signal.
Okay.
I forgot where we were.
Service fee. Exporters capping out at around 70,000 yen or so.
Right, and that's for exporters that are bringing in like 20 vehicles or more per month. Maybe even higher volume than that, 30, 40, 50 per month. They're getting that big discount. This is a small margin business, and so big discounts aren't really that possible. Instead, if you're going to be doing this for a business, you want an exporter here in Japan that you can trust more than one that's going to give you the bargain basement prices, which we'll get into a little bit later, why the prices don't matter as much as you think that they do. Okay? And then also when you're looking at service fees and you're comparing them, make sure you understand what is included in that service fee and what's an extra cost.
I was about to be like, disclaimer.
Right.
Be
the
careful
hidden fees.
Yeah, be careful what is.
And we've got lists of those things later, what could be included, what could not be included, but just know that a lot of the fees and the costs are going to be different from exporter to exporter. So you can't just browse on websites and go, this one's 100,000, this one's 70,000, this one's 60,000. That won't get you the accurate number.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one, extra fees.
I'm getting directions off camera.
How about me, Max? Would you like me to move left or right?
No, you are perfectly.
I had to confirm. I was like, do you mean I need to move the same way you're moving, which is that way? And Max like, no, you need to move the way I'm pointing, which is that way. I've moved.
Extra fees.
Extra fees.
Transport in Japan from the auction to the port. Because every exporter in Japan can buy from auctions all across Japan, you're going to be sending some cars from very close to the auction to the port at a cheaper fee than if you buy one from, say, the very north or the very south of Japan to the export port. That's going to be a lot more expensive. Many of them are carried by vessels, like a car ferry from the bottom of Japan up to, say, Tokyo, and then over to the port. That's basically how it works. Transport costs usually range somewhere from around 7,000 yen up to around 50,000 yen. Sometimes a little bit less or sometimes a little bit more than that. Generally speaking, your average, you're looking at about 22,000 yen, 25,000 yen. You think that's fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that mean if you want to save on the total cost, you would be looking at cars in Tokyo?
Sure. Yeah, if you, I mean, it could save you some transport, but then again, the auctions that are further away from the port sometimes have lower prices as a result.
Yeah, that's right.
So it kind of is a wash. Depends on the type of car, of course. Next one of these extra fees is auction purchase fees. Now, this is something that previously we used to include in our service fee, but it turned out the auction fees got more expensive all of a sudden, and now there's a big difference between the lower ones and the high ones. Yep. And as a result, we pulled that out, and as part of our cost increase that we did last year, we started charging that separately. Auction fees are somewhere between 9,000, basically 10,000 yen to 20,000 yen is a general range. USS auctions, where we buy most of our cars, are 20,000 yen. So I think our average is something around 19,000 just because USS pulls that average up. Yeah. But some of the cheaper auctions, 9,500 yen. Next one, negotiation fees. This one's a little bit a little confusing. You usually don't have to pay this, but if a car is bid on and then the car goes unsold and you buy the car after the fact, you usually have to pay an extra 10,000 yen. Again, this is something we previously included in our service fee. We ended up pulling it out, because an extra
30% more than
an extra $100 is hard for us to swallow, especially when all costs went up. Sad time to have to raise your costs, but we also like to be in business.
Yeah.
And we absolutely couldn't have at the current costs of everything. Next, after negotiation fees, we can get more into details on any of these in an email if you feel like we're glossing over them, because it is maybe too complicated if we tell you everything about it. There are some reasons why negotiation fees show up. If you're curious, let us know. Okay, insurance for the car, extra insurance. Now, we only do the top level insurance, not the one that's going to scam you out of your money insurance. And so as a result, the insurance that we sell is more expensive than the average, but if you do need to make a claim, it's a lot smoother of a process. Insurance costs are somewhere between 5,000 yen and they're based on the value of the car, so they can go up to a lot more expensive than that. Could be over $1,000 for insurance on a super high-priced car. The insurance covers the cost of the car, the cost of our service fee, the cost of shipping, the cost of any other fees that you've spent, plus an extra 10% on top of that. So if your final invoice cost after everything is 1 million yen, the insurance covers up to 1.1 million yen if there's a full loss. Now, our insurance also doesn't have a deductible. That means that if you want to make a claim, you're like, hey, this is broken. You don't have to pay anything to make that claim. Typically, a deductible is a fee that you pay, like $100 or $200, to make sure that the insurance company isn't making, like, granting frivolous claims. But
right, a $20 shift knob or something.
Right. But this insurance, because it's more expensive, doesn't have the that fee. Deductible, is that the right word?
Deductible,
yeah.
They may be called something else in other countries, but yeah. And the purpose of that is so that you're not out of pocket if you need to make a claim. If you need to make a claim, you're covered. That includes the money you've spent on shipping and fees and things. So you're not like, well, I paid for shipping for nothing, but I got my claim back, so I got my car value back. I'm still out of pocket $2,000, $3,000, something like that. So you're covered.
Right.
Good peace of mind.
And we've had good experience with the insurance agent that we work with.
Great experience. I haven't heard of anyone's claim being rejected or them being hassled for anything. We always help to provide photos if you need it, and the insurance company's been great.
Other extras might be odometer certification, pre-export inspections, license plates, maintenance on the car before it ships. There could be other things as well. I'm not going to get into the prices of those. Next, these extras are marked up. So, for example, insurance or odometer inspection or maintenance on the car here in Japan. This is a profit center for exporters. And so everything's going to be marked up a different amount based on the exporter. An example of this is the odometer certification costs us 2,500 yen to do. We sell that for 3,500 yen, which is a 1,000 yen of profit for that. Likewise, some other fees such as insurance is also marked up, maintenance on the car is marked up. We don't mark up negotiation fees or auction fees, which I think is a big one because they are commonly marked up. We just charge those at cost. So there's no profit made off of those. And of course, there are other things that you might want to purchase as well. Hard to say. So the extras section can be a little bit hard to navigate through.
I will say, for us at least, I can't speak for other exporters here, but for us, the profit that we're adding onto it is the cost for arranging it and managing it. That's what we, that's how we base it off. It's not like extra profit. Like, honestly speaking, 1,000 yen to arrange Jevik, not worth it for us. It would be better if we just didn't do it. But there is a cost to book the Jevik and manage the booking with Jevik, and
I've seen it being charged like 10,000 yen for Jevik.
Yeah.
And it's commonly charged 4,000 or 4,500.
Sorry, I realized I moved the microphone and it probably went the bong. Sorry. But yeah, it's purely as low as we can make the fee, so it's worth it for you guys if you want to have it, and there's a little bit extra for us for managing it. That's all. And that goes for everything.
That doesn't work into our commission structure either. Just to let everyone know, like our sales reps, based on the amount of sales that they make, do make a commission, but our commission has no bearance on insurance, Jevik, added extras, or anything like that. So we as a company aren't going, well, I don't want to have an incentive for our sales reps to upsell people into something that they don't want.
Yeah.
Right? Because I just don't like that kind of business.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys sell Jevik, no extra money.
Yeah.
I used to work selling cell phones, and if we signed people onto like a call display, we would make like an extra $1. If we signed people on for like...
You're going to need that call display because
right.
It's going to help you in your life.
Yeah, and voicemail on cell phones at that time wasn't a given. You didn't always get that, so you'd have to pay extra per month, and we get 50 cents if we sign on that. But if we signed up for warranty, which is, I guess, our version of insurance, right? If you signed up for a warranty, we got paid $25.
Wow.
Yeah, big markup on warranties on cell phones.
Different times, too.
Yeah. Okay, so some of these extras, we've listed off the ones that you can expect from us, or some optional ones. This is probably the easiest place where a lot of car exporters are getting their money, is in these optional extras that are nonsense fees. Like some of them, like the ones that are normally charged, could be marked up a lot, but some of them you wouldn't know when you're a customer, but they are nothing fees. They are complete fluff that is added up in order to make extra money so that they can post a smaller service fee. So they export a small service fee, big profits on fake fees. And I've got a list of things that I've found.
I will say that I will disagree with you slightly. They're not necessarily nonsense fees.
Some of them are and some of them aren't on this list.
Yeah, and some we roll into our service fee as in we just pay for them because we don't list out
because it's complicated. You absolutely don't want to sign a person up expecting to pay one thing and then to give them the invoice and it's like, oh yeah, you didn't know about these things.
But here's 8 items that you're paying for when,
Like you used to work in customs brokerage before this, and that kind of stuff happens in customs all the time.
Yeah.
Here is the FSA fee and the BAR fee and the CPL fee, and they just literally make up these acronyms.
Some of them are real, not all of them are real.
Right. So. Okay, so recycle tickets. The recycle ticket is something the customer should never pay for. Recycle ticket is basically
a BS fee.
Basically a $200 fee that everyone who owns a car has already paid, and it's attached to the car so that when it comes time to scrap the car, they will use the recycle fee cost to scrap the car. This was to solve a problem of people abandoning their cars in the forest here in Japan, which was a problem in the 80s. Okay, you never have to pay for that. So if you're charged it, be like, WTF. Yeah. Next one, tax. We talked about this a lot. You guys who are watching this show know this very well. If this is your first time watching the show, consumption tax in Japan, the 10% tax should never be charged for an export. Okay?
That means if you're finding a vehicle that is tax included already, you should be getting a 10% discount. Not 10% discount, but the tax should be taken off of that car. Differences.
Right.
you can't just minus 10%. That gives you a wrong number, but yeah,
Okay.
BS fee.
Absolutely. Yeah. How about we talk about this
Yeah.
and you tell me if it's BS or not? So recycle
Yeah.
ticket,
BS.
tax,
BS.
shipping prep fee.
That sounds like BS the way it's worded, but I could understand that there are
So I found a
some-
company that charged 40,000 yen for a shipping prep fee. But a shipping prep fee, as far as I know, is nothing.
Well, I don't know what they're doing to prep it for shipping. Like, are they doing oil changes on it or something? Are they like...
No.
Yeah, I assume
Container?
that's a BS fee. There are obviously fees at the port before export that we pay, but yeah, sounds BS.
Port fee.
Less of a chance of being BS because there are some port fees that you have
Yeah.
to pay. The cars are stored at a yard.
That's
before
usually
they're
rolled
shipped.
into shipping.
Right, yeah.
So whatever the shipping costs, it's like the freight and the port fee is rolled into one, just like
Correct.
what we do.
And they're invoiced at the same time too.
Yeah.
So
Customs clearance fee.
not a BS fee, but I mean, that's what you're paying the company to do is export your car. So it's
Right.
a little bit strange to bring that charge out and be like, oh, we always knew that you were going to need to export this car, but here's your customs clearance fee.
Well,
it's just a way to make the service
right.
fee lower.
Customs clearance fee, shipping prep, port fee, customs clearance fee. They're all basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And these are costs that we roll into our service fee. Our service fee includes these things.
Export certificate fee. I found a company charging 10,000 yen for this.
So that is, I mean, it's a real cost that we bear when
You know how
we-
much it actually costs?
Like 1,500? No, it's like 300 yen, isn't it?
Depends on the type of registration it has. It's either 350 yen or 700 yen.
Yeah. So we pay this. We, when we get the documents for the car, we have to deregister it and get it ready for export. And that means going to the registration office and completing paperwork and that sort of thing. So yes, there is a cost to us for completing paperwork and the time it takes for someone to go there and do that. When we do it, we do 20, 30, 50 cars at the same time. We do a whole bunch.
Man, imagine
And-
getting 20, 30, or 50 extra $100.
Yeah, that'd be nice. But also BS.
Registration
so, yeah.
translation fee.
That sounds like an export certificate translation fee.
Yeah.
And again, like these are things that have to be done. You have to provide these to the customer.
And it takes time to
Our
do it.
Fee includes this.
Probably takes us, one export certificate takes us 5 minutes to translate.
Yeah, we've got a good system set up with templates.
Now, if you pay,
and things like
an
that.
actual translator, they'll charge you $50 for this.
Which,
but we do it automatically.
yeah. There are some US states and DMV offices within the states that will say, like, you must have a notarized translation.
Or a third party, or it needs to be done by
Yeah.
an American company or something like that. And as far
Yeah.
as I know, most of them, if not all of them, are wrong about that. It's just someone at the DMV being picky.
Yeah, I think it's a misinterpretation of what's required. Not all DMVs need it, but we've had a number of customers come back to us and say, can you notarize the translation? But notarization means you need to be like a registered notary in the USA and have the authority to notarize something, so we cannot notarize it. Neither can the person who's charging this fee in Japan, by the way. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Paperwork handling fee.
I
Now,
don't know
this
what
one
that
here,
means.
as far as I could tell, is a complete.
Ooh, $5, please. $10, please.
You know who the worst for that is? Like lawyers. Lawyers are like, yes, I will print out this
Yeah.
document and I'll give it to you, and it will be $100
Yeah.
for a paper handling fee.
Or if you purchase concert tickets online.
Right. Ticketmaster fee.
Uh,
Yeah, what are you guys doing? Sure,
Here
it
you go.
costs a lot.
That'll cost you $5.
Now with Ticketmaster, it costs you $70.
Yeah.
Next one, bank fee. This one, again, is one we don't charge, but it's not technically a BS fee. To receive money here in Japan costs us 2,500 yen or $20
Yeah.
to receive
Paperwork
a
handling
payment.
fee, by the way? BSV. Sorry.
Yeah.
But we were doing the BSV, not BSV thing.
But it's not exclusively charged to us. If you do a bank transfer to us, we pay basically $20 to receive that. If you transfer through Wise or another payment service, it might be no cost to us at all. But it's very common to see that on car exporters' invoices. Bank fee, $50.
Yeah. And that is something that's hard, I think, for many people to wrap their head around because the convenience. I read convenience. It's not a convenience fee. It's the bank fee is charged in Japan, and they're pretty excessive, honestly. Like the cost of banking here is outdated and gross. But
we
That's me
pay
complaining about a
so
system.
much money to the bank. We're talking like
Yeah.
$200,000 a year
yeah,
in bank
It's-
fees.
Ouch.
yeah, it's incredible. I mean, Payline and Wise are cheaper for you to transfer your money
And cheaper
anyway,
for us.
and it happens to also be cheaper for us, and it's easier. Most of the banks, can I talk about the bank fee a little bit?
Yeah.
So a lot of customers are used to doing bank fees. I think most of you watching probably use Wise or Payline anyway. But a lot of new customers, they have got their money in their bank. They go to their bank and they're like, please, can you send it to this bank? Sounds pretty easy and straightforward. The banks usually, depends where you are in the world, but usually the banks will charge very high fees and they give you worse rates than...
Worse exchange rate to transfer your money into
Right,
yen, because
right.
yen isn't a super popular currency. They'll charge a lot for it.
Yeah, again, depends where you are and how common it is to convert your currency into yen, US dollars, easy. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is that bank will say, sure, we can do that transfer for you. Here are your fees. Here's your exchange rate. They're not as good as Wise and Payline. Most of the time, like 99% of the time.
They're usually 3.5%, where Wise is usually 1.1 to 1.7.
Right.
So like a 2% difference.
Which is
On
a
a
lot when
$10,000 car,
right.
that's $200.
right. It can be significant. But then when they send that money, they might not have the ability to send the money directly to us.
Oh.
So they will use another intermediary bank. That intermediary bank is like, sure, we can facilitate the transaction between your bank and our bank. We're going to take 2,500 yen. It's like $20,
Yeah.
$18, whatever it is.
And then our bank takes 2,500 yen.
Right. So
So all the banks are like licking their
Yeah.
chops.
Everyone's
Let's
like,
get that money.
clip the ticket on the way through. Oh, clip the ticket on the way. Oh, there's no ticket left. But anyway, so the point of that is there are other issues that your bank might get the transfer details wrong and the transfer fail because they haven't entered
Because
the
they're
account
not
details
experienced in
correctly.
sending transfers overseas for some of
Right.
these.
Whereas with Wise and Payline, we're set up with them already. They are used to transferring to us. They know our account details. There's no issues with it going to the wrong place or it taking too long or getting messed up. And usually when you want to bid on a car quickly and you want to get your money in, speed is key. Also, your rates and your savings are key. So that's my little spiel on bank fees. Just sometimes the transfers arrive when you send it through a bank and the bank's like, yoink! 2,500 yen is gone and we just received the amount 2,500 yen less.
And customers who are new customers that don't know that they can trust us are like, is this a BS fee?
Right,
And
yeah. It sounds like a
we only have
BSV.
our word. I mean, of course, we could show them the bank statement if they were worried about
Yeah.
it. But we don't know who's worried about it. Oftentimes, a customer might be happily emailing us saying, okay, that's fine. But in the back
Yeah.
of their mind would be like, did I just get ripped off $25?
Yeah. The biggest problem I found recently is that if you're set on using your bank for a transfer, that's totally fine. It's completely up to you. Whatever's going to be working for you. Maybe it's cheaper. Maybe it's more convenient. That's fine. We're not going to force you into one of these ways. But if you're sending in your deposit, if you're planning on using your bank, send in your deposit through your bank, because then when your deposit arrives, we will tell you if the bank charged the 2,500 yen. And it's fine for the deposit because we'll just make your deposit the 97,500 that it arrives in. And then when you go to pay your invoice, we'll ask you to add the 2,500 yen on. So, because we expect it to be minused off the transfer again.
Right.
That's fine.
I think most people, after they send the deposit, and if that happens to them then we'll tell them, well, you can avoid this if you go with these other
Yeah.
companies, and then they change to the other companies.
Right, that is common. The difficult one is if you use Wise or Payline first, and then you go to pay your invoice with your bank, then the 2,500 yen gets minused off, and we can't say, hey, can you send the 2,500 yen again because
By bank
it got
transfer.
minused off, and then
Well, for small payments, like under $100, they
Yeah.
don't take the 2,500
Right.
yen or something like that.
but they're still going to have to pay the $25 or something to do a transfer.
It's usually more.
Yeah.
I've heard some countries are over $100 to do a bank transfer
Yeah.
in just
Wow.
the sending cost, not the profit from exchange rate change.
Yeah.
Usually, like European countries,
Yeah.
very
Mhm.
pricey.
Anyway, that was a bit of a rant about banking fees. We can move on to the other
Wait.
BS or not BS.
Our viewers are the best people to do upselling. Gregor said the difference can pay for a video inspection.
Oh, there you go.
We don't need to do it ourselves.
Love it. Okay, next fee that you might be charged, that might be a BS fee, is the exchange rate adjustment fee.
Yeah, that
To
sounds
me-
like a BSV.
To me, that should be included in your profit. Exchange rates change up
Yeah.
and they change down, and over the course of a year, they will change up the exact same amount as they'll change down. And so by adding a fee on there, you're making profit out of nothing. And next, radiation and examination fee.
Real fee.
Yep,
We
1,500 yen, so about $10. We have to pay for every car that gets exported because you're not allowed to enter a car into the port at all if it's got any radiation contamination. And this is a new fee since the 2011 earthquake here in Japan and the Fukushima disaster. We've had 3 cars fail of the several thousand we've exported since then, and we haven't had anything fail in like the last 10 years or 7 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Radiation fee is 1,500 yen, so basically $10, and we pay for that, and we get that money back. The company that owned the TEPCO, the power plant company, they have to pay for those fees.
Right.
But it also is a pretty big pain in the butt.
Yep.
So to have to track all of our sales and then send them in and then get our money back for each one. We've never charged for that. It's always been included in the fee. And we didn't get any of our refunds back for like 7 years or something. And then we were like, Naoko actually, like when she came back was like, this is work I wanted to do before I left, but I didn't have time.
Yeah.
So here's your $8,000.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. So yes, real fee, but not really a real fee because you can, as the company who exports the vehicle, claim that back because it's a government mandated inspection and the company responsible for responsible? Is that the right way to say? The company kind of responsible for the disaster ends up paying for that. So should not be charged.
Okay, so obviously this is a confusing section for these extra fees, and so make sure when you are balancing an exporter against another one, get an itemized breakdown of what you can expect before you buy and hold them to that. You have to send in an email. Are you confident that there are going to be no other fees other than this? And if there are a chance of any, please tell me now. Pretty straightforward, but something that's easy to forget when you're trying to find cars that you love or trying to get that bid in on time.
Yeah. And we will always do this if you ask us to. We're completely fine with our customers cross-shopping us against competition. We welcome it, encourage it even. If you have already purchased a car through another exporter, we will often ask you for a copy of that exporter's invoice to you. We're not trying to see what our competition charges. We want to compare what you actually paid versus what we would charge you. And the only way to do that without, like if you say, oh, their service fee is 10,000 yen, that sounds great. But is there a recycle ticket fee, a customs export paperwork handling fee, and a registration translation fee? And then that way we will say, okay, well, this is actually what our service fee covers. Here's your comparison between us and them. You can make the decision who you go with.
Very well said, Mike. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next segment that we're going from the extra fees to a new segment here, which is the shipping costs. Obviously, this depends on your country. They are very different costs if you are super far away or if you're from a country that doesn't get too many cars. Okay, this depends on the size of the car in cubic meters. Length times width times height in centimeters will give you your, or in meters, honestly, any measurement can be converted.
Yeah.
Taller vehicles will add an awful lot more because you are multiplying the height. An extra 10 or 15 centimeters in height will be multiplied by everything else to make you a bigger size. So bigger car, more costs.
Yeah. If I could mention a little bit, this is the exterior volume of the car. So you should picture like a rectangular box. If this is say this is a high ace, right?
You have your own sheets to use.
Well, I want to share with you if that's okay.
How about you use that drink?
Okay, fine. No, it has to be a square. Thank you.
Yeah, that paper is flat.
Anyway, this is a high ace.
Looks like a piece of paper, idiot.
It's a high ace. So a high ace is roughly square, right? Say you have a high ace fire truck with lights on the top. It doesn't mean that it's this little extra bit. Like the whole volume of the car increases by that extra bit. I wish I had something a different color.
Or door mirrors that stick out, or bumper
Right.
guards that stick
Or-
out, or rear
right.
mounted spare tires.
So if it had a huge like front grille on it, then the whole volume of the car suddenly becomes much larger and you pay for the entire rectangle. I don't know if that's something people get wrong often. I get questions about it a lot. So imagine it's square, and anything you add on makes that rectangle, rather, not square, makes it overall bigger. So a roof rack, for example, will increase the cost of shipping a fair amount, as opposed I know it's just a small roof rack, but the entire length of the car is multiplied by that height increase.
Right. Typical cost of shipping around the world will be somewhere between 150,000 yen and 300,000 yen. Absolutely, there are some that are more or less than that, and so check with us before you consider it. Okay, a small little caveat on that. Shipping costs is another of these areas where profit is made from lots of exporters. Me too? Do I need to raise my mic?
No, there is a
No,
question that might
no
make
problem
sense to
here.
answer before you go into the next part.
About shipping costs.
The height, the antennas, do they count into the height of
Most
the car?
antennas these days are retractable or can
Yeah.
fold flat, but yes, they are included.
Yeah, it is. They take the furthest most points, so the absolute highest point of the car and the absolute furthest from the lengths, and then that is the calculation.
Most modern cars have no antennas, actually.
And
And then all the cars in the 80s and 90s, it was like most of them were retractable.
And on that note, like if you do have something on your car, like a roof box, for example, and you decide I do not want this roof box at all, and we can get that removed, there's a cost to remove it and dispose of the item, but sometimes that is cheaper than paying for the additional cost of shipping that it would add to your car. So usually we will offer that to you, or you can just let us know when you purchase a car.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Back-
welcome.
Back to the markup. This
My
is
pleasure.
it's pretty common for several $100s to be added to the cost of the car for shipping because the exporters say this is how much it costs for shipping, and then people don't question it. We for like 14 years never charged any markup. This bit us in the ass. That's my swear.
Nah.
This bit us in the bum so badly one year where the
Yeah.
cost of shipping raised up and people didn't want to pay for their cost of shipping increase because nobody wants to pay an extra invoice after you think you've already finalized it. We lost probably over $100,000 doing that. We were in a sea of other exporters who were adding markup to their cost of shipping, and we felt like we didn't want to do it because it was a little bit not an ethical way to hide profits like that, and so we didn't do it. And yeah, it just a very sad time for us, very painful. We don't make a ton of money, and that just wiped out an entire year's worth of profits just from this one example. After that, we decided we have to add a little bit of a margin to our cost of shipping in case something like that happens, or there is a fluctuation in the exchange rate, or if there is some storage costs, because previously we were footing the bill for pretty much all of our storage costs. Storage costs, if you can't ship the car out within 30 days, can add up, and we were like, oh, $30 here, $40 here for those cars. We'll just pay for that because we don't want to be asking for that money in the back end. So what we do is we'll add $5 per cubic meter for every car that we purchase, and this generally goes towards all of these residual costs. So it could be considered a markup to our shipping, but it's a marginally small markup, and the majority of it goes to extra transport costs or extra storage or exchange rate fluctuations. This is not a profit center for us. One small thing on that, if you are a dealer buyer, after you export all of your cars for a vessel, then we'll give you a credit back if there is any extra profits that we were making. This is exclusive to dealer customers, and this can be a juicy little thing, so get your numbers up and you can become a dealer and get this as well.
I will say this is all because
of me.
No, well, yeah, this is on you. Your invoice is invoiced at the time you purchase the vehicle. So often before it's even been picked up at auction, you are paying for the vehicle. Now, if your vehicle gets picked up at auction and then it breaks down and then it has to be rescued, or there's load of transport involved, you've already paid your invoice, or you've already been invoiced. So that adjustment will come later. Part of the increase of the shipping is to cover small things like that, where if it's like an extra $100 to rescue the vehicle or something like that, then it's pretty difficult to ask you to pay just $100 and then have to pay your bank fees and your transfer fees and go through all the effort to do that.
And some of the only complaints about our company on the internet have to do with that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I paid for the invoice, and then Pacific Coast Auto was trying to get extra money out of me after the fact. And then that person doesn't explain the whole situation, or maybe does and people don't listen. And then there's a line of comments going, oh, only idiots would buy from a company that does stuff like that.
Yeah. When they haven't been given the full story. And we've seen some of our customers complain about this without saying, oh yeah, you got a refund of like several $100 before as well, but you're not mentioning that in the comment, are you? Anyways, that's not the point here. The point is that these little changes in price can happen during the shipping, or the pickup, or the transport, or the export, and that will usually just eat away at that the amount that we add on anyway.
Right. And still, $5 per cube on a 10 cube car is $50. Small amount.
Yeah, it's minimal.
Next category, import costs. So you've bought the car, you paid for the shipping and the extra costs and everything, and now we ship it to you, and then you got to pay your country for importing it. So there are different fees for the import of it, and of course this highly, highly, highly depends on your country. Every country has different requirements for it and different costs, so I can't give you a set amount. This is where you email us and you ask, and we can say we either know or we don't know, or we can give you advice on where to find that information. Yeah. And so there's duties, taxes, port fees, etc. This could be based on the FOB cost or the CIF cost. If that doesn't make sense to you, FOB means the car cost and the profits and everything up to the point of shipping, but not including the cost of shipping. Or the tax duty could be charged on CIF, which is the everything including shipping. So some countries charge tax on shipping costs, some don't. I think US, Canada doesn't. I think New Zealand, Australia, UK do.
Germany does.
Germany does.
I think most do.
Canada definitely doesn't, and I don't think the
I thought we
US
talked
does.
about this recently. Wasn't it?
I don't know.
I think we did. Usually, you can check with your customs broker in your country, but usually you'll pay your taxes and duties on the price paid or payable at the time of import. That means usually it will include the shipping. But if you don't believe that, double check with customs in your country to get the correct answer. We're not customs brokers, so you should be using a customs broker anyway most of the time. So double check the laws in your country.
Right. I wrote down here, check with the car exporter. And so your car exporter like us might know, we might not know. Yeah. But if you want to know for sure, do your research. There are a lot of internet forums in your country that explain the costs, and they can even give you printouts of when they imported a car and how much it costs for them. So then you can base it off of that. Next one, registration costs. Again, highly dependent per country. Max, you got something?
One question, who pays the cost of surrender bill of lading?
There's no cost for surrendering.
Yeah. Some shipping lines might, but I don't think so. So surrendering the bill of lading means you get issued the original bill for shipping. Usually that's sent to the customer, but it's a payment thing. Like if your customer has not paid for the vehicle or for the product, this is used for all shipping, then you would, as the exporter of the item, cargo, whatever, you would hold on to that bill of lading until your customer is paid, because that bill of lading means you own the cargo. Even if the cargo is overseas, you own the cargo because you hold the original bill of lading. Since all of our customers have paid for the cars, we have no reason to keep the original bill of lading, so we would surrender it to the shipping line, meaning the customer does not need to have that original bill of lading to pick up the cargo. So the cargo is released. It's often called an express release, a telex release, surrendered, goes by various different names. Or you can just do a, what is it? Seaway bill. Seaway bill means there was no original bill ever issued. It's the cargo is released from the
This
get-go.
is way more complicated than you as a customer needs to understand.
Sorry.
So what you're saying
you don't pay. Nobody pays. Unless you do it very late, in which case there can be a late fee.
Right. Or if it gets lost somewhere.
Yeah. I tend to over-explain things. My apologies.
That's what we're here for. Over-explaining and confusing people.
So if someone gets quoted a fee for bill of lading surrender.
Yeah.
Is this good?
This is what would be one of the BS fees.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, and I have to say, for all of these BS fees, if you see a surrender BL fee, a paperwork handling fee,
send it to us and we'll talk about it on the show. Show at pacificcoastjdm.com.
Yeah. Yes.
Send it to us and we'll be like, hey, look, everyone on the internet, we found somebody with BS fees.
Yeah. But this is a red flag. Like, it should set off alarm bells in your mind.
Because if they're cheating there, they're cheating somewhere else.
I'm not saying these exporters are cheating, but your like ears should prick up and you should be like, this is a bit odd. Check into it and make sure that they're on the level. And yes, this is on the test.
We should do one episode with the test. I'll prepare like a Google document.
Trivia on importing from Japan.
Yeah. Were you paying attention quiz?
Which episode do we want to do that? 40?
Sorry.
Registration fees are different for each country. You've already got the car. It is in your country. You are ready to go, but it is not licensed for the road. Some countries require compliance. This means you might have to change some things on your cars, including Germany. Max has given me a look.
The TÜV.
Australia is very bad for that.
Right. And so this one here, because every country is different and because rules and regulations change and they can be a little bit difficult to keep up with, you need to do your own research for how this is done. USA, at the moment, pretty easy for most states. California is an exception. Canada, pretty complicated, but about middle difficulty. If you bring in the car and you deem it too difficult to do, you can always find a car importer that specializes in compliance and you can pay them to do compliance on your car too. Yep. Compliance can be a cash cow for these companies, however, and so do take care to make sure that you know what you need to do and what you don't need to do. Just like the Shaken inspection here in Japan, you can bring your car there and they'll say, you definitely need to do this to pass inspection when you don't. So do your research on it. Costs could be very, very high for registration. They could be fairly low. It really depends.
Yeah.
And so check into that and make sure that goes into your budget. And there's usually a tax too. There'll usually be like a GST or a PST or some sort of HST associated with that based on the value of your car when it was imported. So just because the car is imported doesn't mean all your taxes are paid.
Yeah.
Next category. Now that's everything. And I just want to go back on that list to make sure that you got everything. So there's the cost of the car, the service fees, the extra fees, the shipping costs, the import costs, and the registration costs. If this sounds a little bit daunting to you, send us an email and say, I need clarification on the costs. And when it's in written form, it's a lot easier for you to work around in your brain what all these fees are. You can put them all in a line and you can add everything up and you can do your homework. And once you got the general rule of thumb about how much everything costs, you can extrapolate that to all other cars that you might be interested in.
Yeah.
And so generally speaking, I'd say rule of thumb depends on the country, but you're looking at about $3,000 to $4,000 extra US dollars on top of the cost of the car. So car plus $3,000 to $4,000, and that's your all-in cost with lots of caveats.
Right. Yeah. It's very difficult for us to give advice for how many countries are there in the world?
190 something. There are a lot that are disputed. So.
Right. So obviously we don't ship to all of those countries. We could, but we don't.
I'd like to know how many countries we've shipped to.
Next show, we will have the number of countries that we've shipped to.
I don't want to count manually on our Excel spreadsheets.
So we ask the customers to make sure that they've done their homework and they know what it takes to get the car registered for the road and how much it costs. We will give you information where we can. USA and Canada, we're pretty good. It does depend from state to state. Some people are saying in the chat that different provinces in Canada are easier than others. I think BC might be one of the harder ones, but Ontario seems pretty easy.
Ontario, all of them are fairly easy for, I think, like compared to
worldwide.
some other, compared to worldwide. I think all of them are fairly easy, but Ontario is hard to insure.
Okay. And then Quebec has the 15-year rule.
25-year rule for Quebec.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, 15 for Canada, 25 for Quebec.
So you can import a car into Quebec that's 15 years old, but you can't register it for the road.
Yeah.
Weird, right?
Yep. And yes, exactly what Derek said. We joke about this being on the test, but feel free to not remember any of the information that we've discussed here. You can email us and we will give you a cost
Trying to get
breakdown.
retention rates there. Everyone's confused in the chat,
Yeah.
and they're like, well, this sounds too confusing. Click off.
Yeah. This is a breakdown of pretty much what we will do behind the scenes. Like we will
That's a lot of
send
what
you
the
an
sales
email.
reps do
Yeah.
here.
We get phone calls. People say, how much will this cost? How much will this cost? Often you'll hear us say, give us your email. We'll send you everything written down so you can not forget it on the phone. You can refer to the email and you can use that to compare other exporters or ask us questions about something or whatever you like. So we'll make it easy.
Okay, so we haven't really answered the question. We've just given you a list of what your costs are. And so what you're going to want to do is work backwards from your budget. If you've got $10,000, then you need to create just notes on how much everything is going to cost for you and then do the calculation. I find it's easiest to do that in an Excel spreadsheet because in an Excel spreadsheet, you can have numbers that formulate based on other numbers. So you can do things like adding in the exchange rate. You can do things like adding in the the insurance cost and things like that that might vary depending on the cost of the car. It's not too difficult to do this, and I recommend that you play around with it. Of course, if you don't want to do that, for me, Excel spreadsheets are like a lifeblood. I can't live without just seeing all the numbers and stuff like that. Email.
Many people do
Email,
not agree with
get
you.
the list. I don't know. So Excel
Some
is
people-
frustrating,
Yeah.
but at the same time, just the very simple things like adding things together and
Yeah.
multiplying them by an
Yeah.
interest rate.
Can be a great tool. Can also be the bane of many people's existences if they have to do it for a job full time.
We do have samples that you can use for Canada and US, our two main markets, which we sell 90% of our cars to. So ask us for those if you want.
We will help.
Okay, so I checked into this and I find this kind of interesting. I did a sample of a car exporting from Japan to Canada for 550,000 yen was the cost of the car. And I added in the exact costs for everything it would cost to import that into Canada. Your 550
If purchased through us, right?
550,000 yen car landed in Canada ends up to be 8,993 Canadian dollars. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now I ran the same thing through ChatGPT. I was like, I bought a car in Japan for this much money and I live in Canada. How much will it cost to import? ChatGPT said that that's going to cost $9,100. And so it is $107 more than what our cost is. But
Did you check the references from ChatGPT?
yes, I did.
Okay.
ChatGPT.
Did it come up with us? Because it tends to do that.
It did not.
Okay.
It gave wildly wrong answers in many different parts. So you can't rely on ChatGPT to give you the super accurate number. But I was surprised at how close that it had gotten.
But did it fluke it then?
I think it might have been a fluke.
Yeah.
Because it said things like the cost of shipping is roughly $3,000. But then they didn't explain what is the cost of shipping. And we know shipping a car to Canada, we didn't say in that example what size of the car was or anything like that.
Yeah.
And $3,000 would be on the very, very, very high end of the cost of shipping to go to Canada. So I don't know. They also missed some things. So yeah, you can't rely on it. But I thought it was interesting to point that out, that they got pretty close, even though it might have been a fluke.
Yeah, ChatGPT kind of stumbles upon the right answers sometimes, but then
Yeah.
often it will
And then
go way off base.
You feel like you can trust it if it gets the right answers sometimes.
Yeah.
And then once you start trusting it, you get the wrong answer. Like we
Yeah.
talked last week about how ChatGPT said Skylines aren't yet legal in the USA.
Because it was referencing an article from before Skylines were legal and didn't realize that that article was 7 years ago or something, and it can't tell time. ChatGPT cannot tell the time. It can tell you what the time is, but it doesn't have any conception of time.
And then you're like, ChatGPT, that seems wrong. Check again. And they're like, oh, right.
Yeah.
You are absolutely correct that I'm an idiot.
Here, try this. Nope, still wrong. Great, good catch. Here's
I guess that's why we're doing this podcast, this show, right? To give accurate information based on experience.
Oh, I thought you were saying so ChatGPT can reference the show, and I'm like, uh-oh.
As far as I know, they don't reference videos yet.
Yeah, not yet.
No, not yet. You need to feed it the transcript of a video, but it cannot access the transcript itself.
Right.
Which is funny, though. I asked ChatGPT for ideas of doing a car show about importing and exporting. What kind of title,
I know what
topic
you're getting at here.
ideas. So what I got was a list of topic ideas that were one-on-one the titles of our show.
Yeah, so they
Because
reference our show when giving us ideas for our show.
Because this is the only show about exporting, importing cars from Japan that is
also
on YouTube.
happens to be the coolest. Just saying.
That's why we call
No, the cool one. There aren't any other cool ones.
It is
The
a
only
cool one.
And then I said, hey, do you have any ideas not coming from this specific channel? And ChatGPT was like,
There aren't good
no.
references for that on the internet.
No.
Yeah, it was pretty fair.
Yeah, so rule of thumb, add about $3,000 US to the cost of the car, and that will give you a good estimate for many countries. Some of the countries add a little bit more. This is your rule of thumb. Don't go off the rule of thumb. If you have plenty of money and you buy the car and you still have $80,000 in your bank account and you're okay spending it, rule of thumbs are okay. If you are tight with money, which is what I don't want to call it tight for money, but you got a budget, you want to get the best car that you can for that budget, and you end up finding cars that are a little bit above the budget, it's very common for people to just be like, I can do it, I can add a little bit more onto that. If that's the kind of person that you are, do the calculations ahead of time. Get out that old Excel spreadsheet and enjoy the fun of statistics and numbers.
Or ask us.
Sure. Well, I mean, we'll give you the answers. You can plug into your own Excel spreadsheet.
Or we'll just give you the answers you need. We will cheat on tests for you. If you ask us, we will give you all of the answers. If you're watching this show for the first time or you're just coming across us for the first time, you can give us your budget. If you say, I have $10,000 to spend on this car, we will work it back for you, and we will include the fees, and we will give you an estimate of how much you can spend on the car without going over your budget. And we'll give you a breakdown of how all that works. So we will cheat for you. We will give you the answer if you need. But if you'd like to do it yourself, you can.
I mean, not cheat in the literal sense. We will do the work for you.
Yeah, someone's going to reference this video.
Yeah.
They'll snip you out. PCA will cheat on your behalf.
Yeah.
Which is not correct.
ChatGPT's now like, PCR cheaters. We saw it one time in that video. No context.
It was a
Especially that
metaphor.
Mike Dennis.
Yeah, we will give you the
He
answers.
said it 3 times in a row.
I am a renowned cheater now, apparently.
Apparently. Okay, so topic is finished. We have nothing in the questions section for that.
I did screenshot some stuff. Let me have a look.
You want to answer them now or later?
If you have questions
Why does
about
it
this
come up
topic in
there?
particular, feel free to write them down, and we will answer them in the Q&A section. Want to know a fun fact about the Q&A?
Yeah.
One viewer said it's the most boring part of the show.
Yeah? Well, that viewer
Has an opinion that we value,
gave
Okay,
feedback to us.
which is useful.
This might fit into this segment. Grego asks, what is the most expensive port you've ever shipped to?
Oh, it's probably...
So the ports that we ship to, we don't always get to know what the costs are unless the customer tells us.
Oh, no, I think he means like the shipping
costs?
Yeah, rather than the port fees. on arrival.
A lot of Caribbean,
I was about to say it's probably like
countries.
Grand Cayman, somewhere around there. The
there'll
cost
be
of
like
shipping is
$180
$220 right now.
per cubic meter.
220
Yeah.
is what we're currently.
So like Canada's somewhere around 100, so that's 120% more than Canada.
Yeah.
It's honestly not too bad to ship a car. Ship your car for $3,000. That sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah.
Better than shipping a horse.
Yeah. It really depends on your distance from Japan and the trade route for the vessels. If you're... I guess it could be very expensive if you had no big vessels going to you and you had to...
Transship.
Right. If you like Puerto Rico
Like
or something.
Iceland, right? How did we ship the cars to Iceland?
I think they did...
They went to Europe and then
Zeebrugge
transshipped
or Amsterdam
over
or
to
something,
Iceland, right?
and then- yeah.
Rotterdam?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
say it again, Grant.
Yep. Sorry, it's hard to cut in quickly with this. They went via Rotterdam and then to Iceland.
There you go.
So do we know how much that actually cost for him in the end?
I would probably have to look it up. I don't recall offhand.
All right, mute him while he checks.
Yeah, well said, Grant, on the new microphone that has a 10-meter long cable to get to him.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that we have said enough for that, so let's go on to the next segment, unless you got something else to add.
Very important question from the chat. What is the service fees on exporting motorcycles? Extraordinarily
$1 million.
high. More than you can afford, pal.
So we joke
this is
about that
great.
because it's become like an inside joke,
I like
right?
it.
But it could also be somebody asking the question, and we could be just
ChatGPT, again, they cheat and they really ignore the questions.
those guys hate answering questions about motorcycles.
Yeah.
Just in case you're one of those people, we don't deal in motorcycles. Sorry. Next segment. And the next segment is car picks from Japanese auctions. Any of these cars you can go ahead and you can buy.
If you buy one of the cars listed here, you'll get a video.
Max is itching to make his first video on a car that we show on the show, and then somebody buys. Just itching.
I'm about to buy a car that we feature on the show and then get a video.
You're going to buy a car?
Yeah.
No.
You just bought an FT2.
Yeah. I'm very
Okay, so
happy
what's our
with my
first
car.
one here? These were brought to you by Grant Hargis.
On the mic.
The mic is live for
Oh my
Grant.
god, hi. I'm back.
What is this?
I have been looking at this for the past, I don't know how long it's been on this that side screen there, but I want
Did
What
you
is
see
it?
the power figure for it?
power figure. I have not.
It's
Okay, that's
not a normal WRX.
Ooh.
So this is an Impreza WRX.
Ooh,
Oddly,
2.2 liter.
they don't call it an STI, but it is. It's the WRX STI Tommy Kyra Edition M20B. And only 80,000 kilometers, of course, 6-speed manual, but it has the 2.2 liter engine, not just the regular 2 liter. So an extra, I don't know if they bore a stroke. Grant?
I could not find good information. I've been digging to see if there's any sort of details on that. I know it comes with a unique exhaust, some aero parts, suspension. Don't know what exactly they did to the engine to get the displacement.
So what's the power rating on this?
355.
355 horsepower.
Perfect.
That would be so good.
Yeah.
It's already a good car at 300 or so that they
Yeah.
start at.
I want this. Fun fact, when I was, before I bought the FD2, I was looking for a new car to get rid of BMW, which I had a very bad experience with. And I bid very hard on a generation of STI after this one, the hatchback, that had a 2.2 liter engine, and I lost it. I was the second highest bidder after going like 400,000 yen over my budget. And I'm very sad to have missed that car. It ended up at a dealership and it was sold.
How much
But
was it when
this-
it ended up at the dealership? How much were they trying to profit? Because you saw how much it sold for, right?
Right. I saw how much I made them pay for it.
Oh yeah, it was just you and them, right?
Yeah, it was just
For a
me and
while.
them for a while. I think it was it 3 million yen at the
It
dealer
was
grant?
something over
2.8
3, yeah.
or something? Like
Yeah.
they wanted like an extra 500,000-600,000 yen on it.
And it did not last very long at that dealer.
I think it sold.
Yeah, it got bought up right away.
Yeah.
Tommy
That was
Kyra
cool.
paint on the intercooler is cool. I like
Yeah.
that a lot.
We do have an extra picture. Do you want to go through the auction sheet first?
Yeah, just a quick little thing. So it says Blitz coilovers, HKS tower, tower bar, some modifications to it, some other aftermarket parts on it, WRC type headlights.
Yep.
I guess that's the one that doesn't have the lens on it, right? It's the 3 little.
Dots.
I usually
Yeah.
don't like the headlights on these, but these look good. I don't like the the bug eye very much, but
M20B complete car. Tommy Kyra, do they still make cars? They were pretty popular in the 90s and early 2000s with these complete cars.
I don't think
But they were
do.
fairly expensive. Like the Tommy Kyra versions of the cars were
Mm.
usually about 50% more expensive.
Oh,
So
wow.
not many people were buying them. And then the body looks okay. Some paint cracks, some marks from removing panels, some paint fade on the hood. Not too bad. And then let's see.
Old car kind of condition, right?
Yeah. I'm just going over all of it. Exterior has some paint repair marks. Rear spoiler paint peeling. Fenders modified, probably rolled fenders. It has been in an accident, but only a small one. It has some slight damage to the core support. Honestly, not bad. Not bad. This car in this condition wouldn't scare me off. And having a Tommy Kaira car, like people know that name. I think Gran Turismo, maybe Gran Turismo 3 or something.
Yeah, there
had
was
some Tommy Kaira cars. So people know the name of it. Has the cool Tommy Kaira logo on the light covers. I really like those fins next to the grill and the huge grill opening, much bigger than the stock one.
Mm-hmm. I enjoy the front bumper down here with the fog light covers and everything.
It's pretty like the front bumper itself is pretty similar to the original one, just with the bottom lip, right?
Yeah.
I don't even think it's different at all, is it?
Oh,
Not my favorite, the bug eye headlights, but okay. Now that I look at them more, and I kind of like them less. I much prefer the blob and the Hawkeye.
Like the looks of this car, just go.
Sure.
In your mind.
You don't see the front of the car while you're driving it, so no problem.
you only see the big hood scoop.
Which is awesome, by the way. I love driving Imprezas with big hood scoops. I think you're about to unmute Grant because he's going to tell us how many of these were made, right?
I've been looking for that, and I could not find it. I don't know.
Usually it's somewhere around 100 to 200.
Yeah.
For these special models.
What he did find was marketing material.
The Hawkeye looks better. You can't really deny it.
But then the Hawkeye Tommy Kaira gets its own unique bumper as well. A one-piece bumper and grille set instead of using the OEM bumper.
Okay.
Grant, do you want to read out what it's...
Yes, I can do that.
Can you do it in a sultry voice?
I'll do my best. When you march into the seat, it is an opening scene of a play of a new theater.
What does that mean?
We don't know.
Who knows? But it's cool.
I like their little turtle logo.
Yeah, and the turtle logo is, I believe it's like pink, is it?
Yeah, something like that. Or is it green? Have they done green? I don't know.
I feel like the Subarus I've seen at least had a pink turtle.
Yeah. It's weird though, right? Like a performance car brand using a turtle, which is slow animal.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, but
I was going to reference a video that I watched that was really funny, but it was one of those things that you had to be there in order to appreciate.
Okay, next car. This guy.
Someone please buy the Impreza.
Did Grant put this in just because he loves Swifts?
And also because I accidentally put in a car that was sold yesterday and needed to replace it fast.
I see. So Swift Sport, this is basically Grant's car. This one is a 5-speed manual with 70,000 kilometers on it. Original Recaro seats, which look pretty cool with the red.
Yeah, they're very nice.
And they feel fantastic. I love mine.
Grant has them in black, right?
Yes, mine are the special edition half leather ones.
Ooh.
The Suzuki Swift is a subcompact car, and if you want a sporty subcompact, this is probably the one that you want because it is better and more sport. Well, not better.
This one's
more sporty than the. Wait, no, that's where they circle.
Oh,
it's auto, but here's.
Okay, I was gonna say, I was like,
the body looks clean. Steering wheel has a little bit of wear on it. Seat is saggy, has a little rip on it. Emblem has one of them missing for some reason. Headliner is dirty, has been smoked in. If it says, this is a hot tip for everybody, if it says headliner is dirty, it usually means it's dirty from cigarettes.
Yep. Run.
1600cc. These slow cars driven fast can be some of the most fun that you'll have in cars. So don't overlook something like this.
Yep.
And they are cheap.
A small note for wider folk out there like myself.
Those seats are going to be tight.
They're too tight for me.
They look
but
cool.
for the normal sized people, they're perfect. Right, Grant?
They are fantastic for me, yeah.
That was a dig at you, Mike.
You're fat shaming me.
Mm-hmm.
ChatGPT, take note. Dirk Weldon, notorious fat shamer.
Yeah. At least I'm not a scammer. I'm not going to cheat.
No, cheater. I'm a cheater.
Okay. Anything more to say? Any of the chat?
Buy the Swift.
Buy the Swift.
Yeah, they're
Go
so
fast.
cheap that you might as well. Just do it. Do it.
Next one.
Come to our auction.
This is the Japan stealing the Mini that I referenced earlier. So this is a Mira, but it's a special version of the Daihatsu Mira called the Mira Gino. And they absolutely took a look at the Mini and said, hey, why don't we make a K-car version of the Mini?
The front
right down
headlights
to,
and grille are direct.
Right down to the wheels. The wheels are called Mini Light. They're made from a company that made the wheels for the Minis. And and they put the hood stripes just like the Cooper ones. They made seats that are made to look like the Mini seats too.
Yeah. Wow,
Oh wow.
So wait, do all Miraginos look like this?
Yes.
Or-
Miraginos are the ones that look like the Minis.
But not all Miraginos are mini lights, and
Yeah.
not all Miragino mini lights are turbos, and very few of those turbos are also manual.
Ooh,
Wow.
Can get
there
a
you
Good
go.
information. Buy this
turbo?
one. Yeah, this one's officially called the Mini Light Special, and those wheels are the stock
Okay.
ones for the Mini Light
Yeah, that's
Special.
what I was
The Mini
wondering.
Light Special Turbo.
Turbo has 64 horsepower. It's not
Okay,
going to
that
be
was fun.
fast, but you can probably. I don't know. Daihatsu cars are still pretty common in racing. Suzuki, of course, is number one. Daihatsu's still pretty common. You should be able to get modifications to up your boost to 90 horsepower, 95 or something like that.
Good on tight tracks.
Does this have the cappuccino engine in it?
No.
Good question.
Okay.
No, Daihatsu's are Toyota engines. Well, Daihatsu engines basically, because no Toyota puts them in them.
Turbo, manual, mini lookalike.
And these, sorry for bumping that, these are stupid cheap. Like $1,200.
Derek, as someone with experience, do you think this with the manual and the turbo could outrun an actual original Mini?
Not in miles per hour.
I don't know.
The original Mini is that the most amount of power was somewhere around 75. And I believe because they were an older car, they probably weighed a little bit less. And I think that stock for stock, the Mini suspension is going to be harder because they don't use springs, they use the rubber cones,
All right.
which were fairly hard. Like Minis handle really well right out of the box. So I would say it's pretty close, but I think that stock for stock, the Mini would have it.
Cool.
That would be a great test
Yeah.
to do on the Drives Japan YouTube channel, which you should be subscribed to. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if it were to happen, it would be there. So you
Yeah.
need to be described. You would need to be subscribed to be able to see it. Shameless plug.
That's so cool. Those seats look just like the fabric versions of the Mini seats, with the insert in the center, but then the vinyl on the outside.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, you even get roof pictures.
It's so the only damage to this car is peeling paint on the hood, roof, and trunk. Otherwise, it's pretty much. Let's see. Oh, it says one of the gauges doesn't work, and I can't read the external gauge doesn't. Oh, that's an aftermarket piece. Yeah. So the aftermarket external gauge for the boost gauge doesn't work,
Okay.
and then otherwise, no damage other than the peeling paint. And it honestly doesn't look too bad. You can see it in the pictures. And the fog lights in the grill, that's probably the Mini Light Special thing, having the yellow fog lights in the grill.
Okay, I have two questions. One is about this car, one about the Impreza.
Yeah.
Has this car been at auction before? It's the same question doubled up. It has.
Oh,
Unknown.
maybe. It might be a false positive.
Yeah, it could be.
But it was a...
Grant, can you check that? Yep. Thank you.
It was a car without inspection. Which sometimes the cheap cars are just sent to that
Yeah.
area because they're like, F it.
Yeah, we don't want to pay high auction fees. The car's completely fine, but we cannot help you to purchase uninspected cars because they are a risk.
It
Yes,
looks like
thank you.
somebody
For the
might have
Impreza.
bought that car for flipping. Like they got it for a
Yeah.
cheap price because it was at the no inspection section.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, great. This car is fine. Let's just send it to auction.
Right.
And then the Impreza.
Has been up several times.
They wanted 3.6 and maybe even more than that. Maybe they still
start
want
price
that.
of 3.6.
Yeah.
It is a special car,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's I don't
that
think it's
previous Gino is indeed a false positive. It is an automatic, and it is a non-mini light version.
Cool.
Okay.
That can happen from time to time. It's worth always clicking the link, has this vehicle been at auction before, but be careful of false positives because the auction tool cannot tell the exact VIN number, so it searches for mileage and
color,
similar. Yeah.
mileage, color, and year.
Okay. Do we want to go on to the last car?
Yep.
Which is
There's
a dealer
another
car. A Sprinter Trueno.
I just
this
added
is
this
the-
one in because I was curious to see what the most expensive 8.6 in Japan was, and this is it. Now, the most expensive 8.6 in the USA that has sold on Bring a Trailer is in very, very similar condition to this.
Okay.
Is stock, original wheels, full original condition. the one in the US. That one sold for $40,000 US for the 8.6. This one.
Wow, are those the original stickers in the original condition? Oh, there's a
Yeah.
little bit of damage to that.
Also, this is early
Sticker.
model. The
Okay.
first year that this was ever sold. And it has some very interesting, unique things. Like the interior, these blue interiors, only available. Grant knows more about these 8.6s than me. So Grant, pipe in if you know.
Yo.
I believe that these early models, two-tone seats were only available in Japan.
So the A86, that whole generation, was never sold in the U.S. at all until 85.
Right? But US
may well be
also
right on
got
that.
early models and late models, right?
Yes,
So it got early model in 85, and then 86 and 87 are late model.
correct.
Sorry, what's going on here? You said two-tone, but I see three-tone seats, or is that a cushion?
Technically 3, but look at the back seats because they match. Because I'd never seen seats that have the blue
Oh.
cushion on only the bottom. So I was like, oh, did someone rewrap the bottom cushions?
Yeah.
Only to look at the back seats, and they are blue like that.
Yeah, that color's a new one on me as well. Off the top of my head, I don't know when or if I've seen many actual 1983 cars before. Generally, even the early model ones will be a little bit later.
Honestly, can we go back to that rear seats? I think that the vinyl at the top has been relined because look at the stitching. It doesn't look OEM quality.
But this was also from the 80s, where it
Yeah.
could have been, maybe.
I don't
Right?
know. I feel like the stitching by that time was already better than that.
Sorry, I mean like 80s, and then has survived 40 years or something.
You'll often see on the 8.6s and the Supras, 70 generation and 80 generation Supra, you'll get cracking vinyl on the tops of the seats because it's right next to the glass, and it's not a UV cut glass, so they'll
Yeah.
just get baked and they'll start to crack and peel. RX-7s do it too.
So look at the bottom of those seats, the piping. That it looks like, because it's just been satin, right, and it's folded down a little bit.
And
I don't know
the
if
foam
there's
inside has decomposed a bit.
Yeah,
At the same time, you're probably not gonna find another rear
exactly.
bench that's in better condition.
Yeah.
Oh, and no shoulder seat belts, eh? Shoulder seat belts
yeah.
only on the front. These lap. This is the days of lap belts only in the back seat.
What I've never seen before on those is to have the blue door cards, but the tan dash. That was a new one to me.
I love blue carpets. Blue and red carpets are so cool.
I believe the US early models only got the like gray and red interior for the early ones, and then the late ones they got like higher quality fabrics. So they had like a fluffy kind of gray checkerboard looking fabric. And this one, being a GTV, no speakers in the back, because you'll usually get them on these little platforms. Speakers without boxes. It looks to be in great condition. I hope that they can. Well, I also think that this would be way, way, way less expensive at auction.
I think that they sprayed this with WD-40 all over
Silicone
before
spray.
taking the picture.
You can actually see it on the intake piping. It's pooled up. Okay, so they want 9,500,000 yen, which at today's exchange rate is $63,000,
Not including
not including
export
anything.
and everything.
That's a lot.
And you can get that at Nippon Motor Boogie.
You can buy that if you want. Well, 10% off of that 9.5 million.
Sure.
So it's probably somewhere around $58 million US.
$58 million US.
Still, not a special version, not a black limited or anything. Not extremely low mileage.
It was 58,000.
87,000 kilometers. The US one that the US one that sold for 40,000 was actually 110,000 miles, so considerably more mileage
That's
than this.
significantly more,
Actually,
yeah.
Twice the mileage.
For 8.6s being known mileage and under 100,000, I can't recall the last one I would have seen at auction that was that kind of condition. Like, it's...
But how much, Grant, do you think this would sell for at auction? I kind of pegged the price at somewhere around 5 million yen.
Wait a second.
I would think something in the 5 to 6 range.
Isn't this the kind of tag that you get from the auctions when you buy a car on a key?
Yeah,
It's
it
the
is.
dealers that sell them as well.
Oh, okay.
They'll just have.
Okay.
But the
generic
auction
key
house
tags.
themselves uses those exact
Yeah.
ones, so they probably just kept it from the auction. I would
Yeah,
think.
yeah, probably.
That's funny.
The car, just like we were saying, was it last episode or a few episodes ago?
Yeah.
These dealers will buy these cars at auction, clean them maybe, and then take the photos and put them online for an extra 3 million yen.
Yeah.
It looks incredible.
And when it doesn't sell, they'll probably send it back to auction.
I wonder who found this. It very much looks like somebody's shed car that's been there for 20 years.
Yeah.
And
Said
then
it was one
dealers like,
owner as well.
It's what?
It's one owner.
Yeah, with that low of mileage, I kind of would have to. But a one owner car that's 40 years old, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
The guy probably died. You have a dead man's car.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
If he's had it
the
for
owner
40
of your
years.
car probably died too.
Yeah.
You got
Well,
a dead man's car.
the owner of some of your cars have probably died too.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all
Good
this
talk.
week.
But 40 years, right? You got
100,000
the
yen
car.
per photo,
You can't
yeah.
drive cars in Japan until you're 20. So at the very, like if you bought this right when he was 20, he would be 60 right now. But it's also unlikely that he bought this as his very first car ever.
Yeah. And if he was 60
brand
and
new
still
car
able to
at
drive,
his
he
first
probably
car,
wouldn't
but-
sell it.
Like people usually don't buy brand new cars until they're 25, 30. Until they can afford it. Or if you're like us, you never buy a brand new car.
Because you can never afford it. Okay, very cool. Buy any of these cars. You know the deal. Max will do you a customized, super cool video. I was trying to figure out the
I
words
see
and they
it on
never
the
came to me. All right,
Drive
sometimes
Japan
it
channel
happens.
for you to post on your Instagram.
Instagram, Facebook.
See it
social
as an
media.
investment in your influencer career.
Oh,
I
dear.
knew you were going to react like that.
But yes, these are all approved by Max, correct?
Yes.
Max will do a custom
we,
video for
we
you.
already talked about this. Every car that's put onto it is forced to get Max's approval.
Okay. Well, I'm reminding
He's
people
technically
as
not
well.
allowed to say no.
Okay.
Okay. Max will be forced to make you a video under duress,
Yeah.
and you will enjoy it. And Max will too. He
Yes.
has no choice but to enjoy it.
Okay,
Next
on to the
segment.
next segment. We've got a number of things in the next segment. And so the next segment here is this week at PCA. This is where we're going to be letting you know some of the things that are happening behind the scenes, or things that we're thinking about, or interesting things that we're going to throw into the show. So
This is where the show
first
goes
up-
off the rails.
this is my favorite part of the show.
What's your favorite part of the show? Tell us in the comments.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we've got an... Oh,
if
yeah.
you don't
this-
that's not coming yet. That's the next
Yes,
thing.
no.
Oh, I
It's
was
not
not
up
about
on
to
the
say
screen
it.
yet. Okay, so first things first, we have been talking about the cool JDM theme song, and we this week got the final version, but still the unmastered version. So it's been recorded and it's been pieced together, and it was given to us for approval, in which we have approved of it. Still needs a little cleaning up, I believe. But what? I'm not going to show it to you guys. I'm so sorry.
It's
We
close.
didn't put it into the show.
It's
It's
very
close
close.
for that. But I want to hear your guys live what you thought of it, because I've been working with it for several months, different versions of it and tweaking and stuff like that. With the producers of it, we've got DJ Format and MC Abdominal are the duo.
That's the first time you've mentioned that, I think.
Is it?
I think so. So that's your sneak peek.
So if you want to know what kind of stuff that they do, check out DJ Format and MC Abdominal. They've got plenty of work together, and I always liked it. So I was like, dude, and other dude, can you please do this? And so they did.
They've done
They
it.
graciously agreed.
Mhm.
So what do you think? Because I was honestly quite nervous to show it to you guys, because
I can imagine.
this
Yeah.
this was something I wanted to be done in a certain way, but it wasn't done at all in committee. Like we didn't
Right,
no
it was
input from anybody
100%
except
you.
for me.
Yeah.
And I was terrified that I would make decisions that I like, and everyone's like, "No, Derek, you're being dumb again."
But
And
it's
then we
also
ended
what
up
you
with something
wanted.
that's not cool.
Yeah.
And this is the cool JDM show. And I wanted something cool.
Yeah, I think I don't know if some of your nervousness came from me and my music taste, because
Mike hates rap.
It's not really my style. I don't really listen to rap music. There is some rap music that gets played in the office where I'm like, it's not bad. It's just not my thing.
That's not how
I wouldn't
it
turn
works.
it on.
I play rap music on my computer,
And I
and
turn
then
it off
and then I leave. And when I come back, Mike has changed it to something
to
else.
Taylor Swift
Country music.
or Yeah, country music is the other fun one.
I appreciate all music except for country music. It is
Racist.
the one genre I absolutely can't stand.
Please
And you will
post your
attest-
country music recommendations in the chat.
Every type of country music, even especially when a rap artist does country music.
Yeah.
It's like you're turning your back. I'm not going to talk about this. I will start saying accidentally racist things.
Someone said, Greg said there was a slip-up swear. Did we just swear? I
No,
don't-
the slip-up swears are my favorite part of the show. That's what he's saying.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Okay,
Okay,
we'll
so we gotta
be
make sure
sure to
that we
slip up every now and then.
Accidentally do that, right?
So yeah, I don't like that style of music very much. However, the saving grace, and I do like some rap music, and I've shared some with you that I think you like some of it, but I think it's usually different. Like I like Eminem. I'm more mainstream, like pop rap.
I'm
I
also
guess.
not a rap connoisseur by any means.
Yeah.
Like I like all the genres very close to equally, and rap just happens to be one of them.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
and
you have a
country
wide-
music is absolutely
wide
not
music
one of them.
taste.
No, I absolutely like pop music, metal music, rock and roll, alternative,
Yeah.
fake punk music,
Yeah.
a little bit of real punk music, but sometimes it's a little bit too much for me.
I don't know which is real punk, but anyways, back to MC Abdominal and DJ Format, which you can Google. The saving grace for that is that they have like a comedic style, or not like an overt, like not like Lonely Island comedic style where the whole thing is a joke, but they will like roll jokes into it in a cool kind of way. And you can stop me if I'm giving too many spoilers. I won't
It's
say
okay.
anything about the
No,
song,
a few
but
spoilers are okay.
so I like that style a lot. And they did both an intro and outro. Derek worked with them for both. And I think the outro is maybe one of the coolest things I've ever heard. And obviously there's bias because we're on the show, but like the mix that they did of being show related, funny, and then like the kind of like playing on the like, you know, everyone's
The
always like
chemistry,
like and subscribe, and you know that I try not to give too much away, but I think it's done very tastefully, very funnily, and very coolly. So
Yeah.
I am.
We
in
were shooting for something tongue in cheek.
right, tongue in cheek. I think the outro is perfect. Could not change anything about it. I love the way they like played off each other. We listened to some different versions, and I think it is dope. That's my rap lingo.
All right.
I think that's dope, yo. The outro is sick. I can't wait for you guys to hear the outro. The intro, some of the jokes are missed on me, but it's still awesome.
Yeah, the intro has a joke about Fonzie from Happy Days. This show hasn't been on in 30 plus years, and people usually don't reference him when they're younger people.
Yeah.
This guy is one generation older than me, or at least half a generation. He's Gen X, right? I'm elder millennial. And so that was maybe an influence to him. But I thought it was funny that we're making a reference to something that nobody else really knows anymore.
Yeah.
It adds a little bit of flavor.
Yeah.
And it was the Fonz, if you don't know, was a cultural icon in the 1980s and the 1970s. And people
Someone
continue
knows.
to
Hey.
a lot of people like the Fonz, but
Yeah.
older people.
Yeah.
Right. So we know our demographic, I guess.
Yeah. It was a reference made to me by older people usually. Like at my yeah. And I think one of the last things I'll say, or maybe the last thing that I'll say, is I particularly like rappers that I can understand. I dislike rap music when I'm like, what did you say? What was
you're
that?
Speaking too quickly.
Yeah, and
that's why you like country music. All their songs are like take twice as long.
How's it going? I'm in my truck and it's fun. That's my idea of country music. I don't know. I like it. Maybe I have slow brain. Maybe country music appeals to me because they sing and enunciate in a way that I can understand, whereas a lot of rap music I just can't understand. So I particularly like that I can understand his funniness and his flow.
Yeah. Greg, the punching the jukebox guy, the reference is about punching a TV to make it work. So yeah, it's exactly that. So see, people know it.
Yeah, it's just lost on me. I think the outro is a 12 out of 10. I think the intro is like 8 out of 10 for me. 7 out of 10 maybe.
I really, really, really like the end of it where he says that thing about the pool. The flow of that section. You'll have to listen to it. It's probably.
I will just add. I particularly liked the humor of it. I think it's great. It ties together the humor that we guys have in the office, on the show, in the videos. I think it's a nice fit.
Yeah, and that was one of the reasons that you approached him is because you felt like your humor and his humor kind of aligned, and
Right.
yeah. But I think it's really, really, really cool. Came together way better than I could have expected. So we listened to it a bunch of times. Big smile. Can't wait for you guys to hear it too.
Cool. We want to put it into the show as soon as we have it, but we also need to have a way to put it into the show, and we're kind of discussing how that works.
Yes.
We want to put it into the show and not have Derek and Mike just staring at the camera while the music is playing. So there probably has to be some sort of a visual
Going
added
with
to
it.
it in some way. We don't really know what kind of a visual that we want to do. We were bouncing some ideas around the office the other day.
I did some concept stuff yesterday.
Did you?
Nothing animated, just thinking about the
Yeah.
storyline and stuff.
So we are open to suggestions for what kind of visuals. Of course, it helps to listen to it first, but if you do have some ideas of what kind of intro visual would work best, we'd like to hear that.
And
Get creative.
I'll start you off. My suggestion, which I think is awesome because I came up with it, is that we do a mini Cool JDM show music video.
But naked. In the back of the BBs.
Okay, we can work that in.
And then we'll play that at the beginning of the show,
Yeah.
and then anyone who makes it past that is then going to be a diehard fan. Because
Yeah.
most people just leave, right?
My
or
retention
interested in
rate.
more content from you
We'll
on
censor
a
it with the
platform
pixels
that
that
has
they
a 2-letter
use in Japan.
abbreviation and is a monthly subscription. And you might see Derek's feet.
Denzel says 90s sitcom intro, please.
So I'm going to get back to talking about my idea now.
No. There's like two people.
No.
That's great what you're saying, but we're going to talk about me now.
Yeah. I want to do a little music video. There is a bunch of references throughout the song, and I want to do a music video that like has the actions to those references and cool JDM show thing. And I think that would be hilarious. I think we could play around with it a lot, make it super fun. It also requires quite a bit of time and setup. Like a costume may be involved as
Yeah.
well, so
I do
it's
like
quite
the
difficult.
idea of the sitcom opening where it like it'll show the person's name and then they'll look at the camera and then you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, Derek.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, so yeah, give us some ideas on a visual to go with it.
Next thing to talk about?
How long is it? A minute and a minute 30 seconds?
No,
30 seconds and a minute.
Honestly, it's too long, and we might have to cut it down at some point. Because retention rate at the beginning, if they have to listen to a 30-second song every time, that people.
But the
click
song
away.
is good.
Yeah.
And if the visuals are good, they'll stay.
Yeah.
Maybe. Next thing, sad news.
Oh yeah.
The company is BB, the yellow one that has been with us for 7 years, might be dead.
Dum
Yeah.
dum da.
It has an engine problem, and it is a severe one by the sounds of it. We've got a video here.
Yes, and you guys need to let me know if the sound is okay.
Because the sound is the best part of the video.
Yes. I'll make it a little bit louder there. So we're
So
gonna
it
play the
sounds
video.
more broken.
We can't hear it, right? They
You can't hear it, but
Okay.
we know
I'll
how
imagine.
it sounds like.
The-
Oh, a 90s Mentos commercial is great.
Sell it to Greg for parts.
So you guys hear that? I guess you do. I hear it. Yep. Now, if there was no
Ouch.
sound or you couldn't hear it, please let me know and we'll play it again. But I am confident. Yeah, F in the chat. F in the chat, guys.
What's F in the chat mean? Am I missing
think it's
something?
There's
fail.
a video game where you press F to pay respects.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like on the keyboard.
Rip. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
Derek.
did.
What happened?
I have
A confession to make.
fixed the sound, and the way to fix the sound is you take 4 liters of engine oil and you put it into the engine.
It took 4 liters of oil?
You want to know how much oil was in there?
Not much.
I'll tell you the oil capacity, okay?
Yeah.
3.9 liters.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know how it happened. We honestly, and this is my fault, we don't change the oil on those cars very often. It basically gets an oil change once every 2 years. The last oil change was a year ago, And in the space of a year, 4 liters of oil has left the car, and we didn't check
I thought
on a regular basis.
we did check, and it was like fine.
I don't know the last time that we checked the yellow BB.
Yeah, it's been checked. When the noise started happening as well, it was checked, I thought. And someone said it was okay. No? Maybe not? I don't know.
If it did, it just leaked all the oil out. Now, there's no oil stains where it parks, and there's no visible oil coming out of the exhaust in the form of blue smoke. It seems like it's okay, but it's lost a whole bunch of oil somehow.
Yep.
Now, when it makes that sound, that clicking sound, I can only assume that that is the sound of the lifters. Being a hydraulic lifter, they are a sleeved piece of metal on top of another piece of metal. They use your oil pressure to puff themselves out so that they self-adjust. Right?
Sure.
You don't have
Whatever
any
you
oil,
say, boss.
they don't adjust. And so it's the sound of the lifters smacking on whatever it is that pushes the lifter, the lifter down. So on the camshaft, I think it is on that engine. I don't think they use rockers.
Silver lining, we know this engine can run without oil. That's pretty impressive.
For at least a few weeks now.
Well, it seems like it's been getting lower.
Okay,
and
so there
lower.
was no oil on the end of the dipstick, not a lot.
Well, you
not
were
a
able
touch.
to put 4 liters in.
But there could be some oil down at the bottom.
Right,
Some.
but you were able to put 4 liters in.
I put in slightly less than 4 liters, and it's
Okay.
right up at the top. So we'll be watching it for the next little while and give you updates, but once you run dry on oil like that, you've probably already done some damage to the engine. And so, little BB,
Greg has
My
the right idea
favorite.
here.
what did Greg say?
Time for a Yaris RS swap. So the reason Derek's bringing this up is
This was Jacob's idea as a topic. He's like, why don't you let people pick which engine that we swap into it? Now, I'll say we don't know how to swap engines, nor do we really have the money to be playing around with something like this on a car that we have to continuously use. I would think that the only realistic thing to do in this would be to swap to another 1NZ engine.
Or
Turbo that engine.
and
Supercharge it as well. I don't know what you're getting at here.
no, I just wanted to say that and hope that you would admit that this is what you've been thinking.
I have in the past looked into engine swaps on these, and generally speaking, nobody does engine swaps on them. Mighty Car Mods did an engine swap on their Yaris Hilton, which
That's
is
a pretty good name.
right,
I like that.
which is the same chassis, same engine as this. I don't know which 1.8 that they picked. I think it was either a 1Z or a 2NR or whatever it is, whatever 1.8 liter that they used in the Prius and in the BB after this.
I also saw that you were watching a video of a Prius engine on a racetrack recently.
Yeah, with ITBs and 9,000 RPM red line, and it was awesome.
That is an option.
But no, we are alas not as rich as we would like to be, and so we're opening super chats to everyone to pay for our engine swap. The more we get,
Minimum
the more
of $1,000
K20
per
we can
chat,
put in.
please.
Yeah, it's opening at the moment.
So the
You can give super chats if you
the
know.
1NZ engine in
kidding.
this, 105 horsepower. It's the biggest engine you can get in any of the Vitzes. Here in Japan, they come with 1 liter, 1.3, and 1.5, somewhere between 70 and 105 horsepower. So we've got the fast one, which, trust me, is not very fast. If we can swap in that 1.8 liter, it puts us up to 140 horsepower, which would be incredibly fun, honestly, in the BB.
Yeah.
The BB only weighs 1050 kilograms, so it would be plenty out fast.
Can we make a business case out of this? Like the 40 additional horsepower will bring us from 0 to 50 kph a
Which is the
second
speed limit.
faster a trip, so we save
15
what I'm getting
seconds amortized over 7 years.
We can write it in
And-
our policy too that anytime you drive, you have to floor it from first gear.
Yeah.
It's an automatic transmission
Otherwise-
in this as well, and so we'll probably just 1NZ swap it again. It would be thrown away money, thousands of dollars to put a turbo on and do an engine swap. And as
Yeah.
much as I would love to do something like this in Drive Japan, we don't have a garage to do it. We don't have the technical know-how to do it, and we have race cars that it would be better to do the engine swaps on anyway.
Yeah.
So I do very, very much love the car. I want to keep the car, and probably in 1NZ engines, $150. $1,200 to swap, that's probably the route that it would go.
Yeah.
But we will let you know how that works, and
I think what we do
happens to it.
is we make a video with the that song "Arms of an Angel," and we do it like the what's that child supporting foundation?
right, you give money in order to
Yeah.
like save the children.
And we have you next to the BB looking very sad, and we could be like, for just $1,000 a day, you could sponsor Derek Weldon to race car swap his BB.
Oh, can I say
Give
something
generously.
controversial?
Derek needs this money for a race car BB that has been his long time dream. Yes.
The
say it.
title on the thumbnail is "Can't Catch a Break."
Can't catch a break.
We
Sometimes
know the
that
reference. The
happens.
people who are watching don't know the reference.
Yes, we did engine hoist we did engine crane in the gravel lot, and that was a miserable
That was
experience.
one of
Coming
the worst.
soon.
Sarah
in the-
McLaughlin's Canadian, by the way.
Oh, is it Sarah McLaughlin?
Yeah, as a Canadian, we always have to point out when an artist is Canadian.
Thank you. That means that Blitzy is a Canadian.
Oh, maybe. I think Sarah McLaughlin might be popular
Oh, no, he
outside of
didn't-
Canada, but it can be hard to
right.
tell sometimes.
He didn't say that Sarah McLaughlin was Canadian. You did, so that makes you Canadian, and he's
Yeah.
just... Oh, no,
It's
yeah,
true.
there, he's Canadian. We got it.
It's a rule.
We got him, boys.
Next part of our
More broken cars. What do we got?
Uh-oh.
We got a picture first, right?
We got a
Not the video, but the picture.
and it's not a car.
So we have been telling you guys about the video that we're going to be making about finding Tokyo Tower without maps or anything on our Motocompos. So I took the Motocompos out of storage and I lined them up for a little photo shoot.
Here's the photo shoot.
And then I tried to start them. And the first one, I put gasoline in them, started the first one up, and it started fine, which is great because sometimes older motorcycles can take a lot of kicks to start, right? Started up fine. I'm like, yes, set that one aside. And then brought the other one out and tried to start it and whatnot. This is when I noticed this. Let's show
We
the
have a
video.
video
here.
of this, right?
So there's the one that's running.
Do they need sound for it?
Yeah.
Okay, here's
Max
the
is doing
sound.
technical things to make sure you guys get sound.
One Motocompo running,
So that one's running.
second one leaking all gas.
This one's
out of it.
peeing.
You can watch it pouring
Yikes.
out. And that's all gasoline that is coming out of that Motocompo.
Uh-oh.
So a little on the scary side to have that much gasoline on the ground. But luckily the leak was after the fuel cutoff switch, so I just turned it off, opened the Motocompo up, and just replaced the hose. It was generally not too difficult to do, but to put the hose on, you technically need to take the fuel tank out to get at that hose. And so it took me way longer than you're supposed to because I had to use like needle nose pliers and a weird finger contortion to get the hose on. But otherwise, not really a problem. It
So-
still needs a, like the hose is on there real tight. Because for whatever reason, one side of the hose is medium and the other one is slightly larger. I don't know why they would do that.
Ooh.
I guess the stock hose that is like flared on one side to be a little bit bigger. And so I just crammed one on really, really tight. And then stock, it doesn't have any clamps on the hoses. They're just stuffed on, chilling, which I didn't know was a thing. So the Motocompos, if we do this video, there's some chance that they'll explode.
Okay, well, that sounds
Yeah.
fun. Probably no concern since they're between our legs.
Well, small fuel capacity, so it'll be a small explosion.
Yeah, I can handle small explosions.
And so that
Thankfully.
one is fixed, other than the tires being flat. And once we pump up the tires, I'll give it a proper run in. And the only other problem is that the speedometer has broken. The gears inside have deteriorated and broke off. So if you go over 5 kilometers an hour, it starts going.
I look forward to
Oh,
that.
I
Problem-
already see myself editing the video, trying to get rid of that sound on
We
the
might
audio
just
clip.
take the speedometer off, honestly.
Well, I don't think we're at risk of breaking the speed limit, so
No.
that part is fine.
Yeah. The other one, mind you, it would start and it would idle. And I tried putting some carb cleaner through the system to get it working, but I could not get it working. It would just idle, and as soon as you open the throttle, it would die. And so I thought, plugged up carburetor, I'll just keep running this carb cleaner through it for 25 minutes. Did that, still couldn't do it. Carb probably needs a rebuild, so we sent that off to a shop, and it is currently being fixed. The idiot at the shop was like, I think the
Hey.
problem... I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The person at the shop, who I think is an idiot, said, I think it's because the car has no air filter. Really?
Didn't they just ask for the
Really?
air filter? so they could continue testing? Or do they specifically say it's because of this?
Well, they said it's because of the air filter, but I didn't give them the air filter, so I assume it's because there's no air filter. I could be the idiot here, absolutely. But they were asking for the air filter, but obviously you don't need an air filter on a car, or especially a very rudimentary 2-cycle gasoline 1-cylinder. Like, all the air filter is doing in that case is slowing down the air that's going in, hence making it run worse. So without an air filter, no problem. I was a little bit annoyed when they were like, can you give us the air filter? And I'm like, can you just fix the bike? You don't need the air filter. You're supposed to be the person who knows what we're talking about here.
But you also gave them a motorcycle that basically
It's
doesn't
40 years
exist. Yeah, and it's 40 years old.
Alex is asking, do these things need inspections to be on the road?
No, they don't. All you need is motorcycle insurance, which is very cheap for the under 50cc size.
Yeah.
And 15-year-olds can ride them, which is very scary.
Yeah.
Letting 15-year-olds who they don't even need to get, as far as I know, they don't need to get any sort of training for the road either.
Yeah. And part of the reason these don't need inspections is one of the outcomes of that is 15-year-olds riding around on scooters that are disastrously loud and going ning, 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 ning. Well, they can't really do that. They do it though, but they're all automatic. So how do they do that without being like ning, 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 ning?
Which one?
You know when they're like going down here on their exhausts that are like 10 times too loud?
Yeah.
It's like the remnants of Bosozoku culture or Bosozoku adjacent.
So Bosozoku
Culture.
is the 1970s and 1980s
Proper
motorcycle gangs.
Which actually did like illegal bad stuff. Now you just get people doing annoying.
Yeah, and
stuff.
they basically
And their kids.
are LARPing. They're
Yeah.
pretending to be
they're
these people.
LARPing. Yeah.
They cruise around on their bikes that are styled to look like the
Yeah.
old criminals, but the real gangs don't really exist anymore.
And every Matsuri I've been to, there's been at least a group of 5 15-year-olds on way too loud bikes.
Yeah, it's
driving
so
around the
annoying.
place.
I have like daydreams of popping their tires. As a motorcyclist, this is a disturbing vision
they
to
like
have.
to cruise
but
around after midnight,
yeah,
and it's so annoying. It sounds like bees.
yeah, you can hear them from forever away,
We used to live near a highway.
and they'll just like, because they're 50cc powered scooters, they're not fast, so they'll sit at the light and they'll just go wah, and then like you can hear them forever because they're going really slow. And Max is doing weird signals to me. I don't know if that's German,
Signal
but
means we need to take.
just kidding. Anyway, I'm being told that I'm talking too much.
We'll
Let's
skip,
talk
we'll,
about.
we'll skip the next one because I don't think that. I'll just briefly. Mike and I went to go see Tron Ares in the theater.
It was a date.
9 Inch Nails is one of my favorite bands, probably my favorite band, and they do the soundtrack for it. And audio visually, amazing. The soundtrack in it was so killer.
Yeah.
The entire thing, it's like a music video for 9 Inch Nails. If you like the band, you absolutely got to see it in the theater. Go to IMAX because the sound is even better. I went to see it twice, once in regular, once in IMAX. In IMAX, the sound absolutely hit. And seeing it again, knowing what was coming up, I could focus more on the music.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it was very, very nice. The movie itself, decent, but nothing really outstanding. I think that it's a very simple movie with some great looking visuals, and better to watch in the theater because you get that full great visuals, great audio. And I think you feel pretty similarly about the movie, eh?
Yeah, I didn't know much about 9 Inch Nails other than I thought it was really bad music. And then
They can
now
be
that I
pretty bad
hear
sometimes.
them, yeah, I think some of their stuff is a bit too experimental for me. But I have recently gotten into them more, and I am discovering 9 Inch Nails, and I'm quite enjoying it so far. Tron Ares woke me up to the 9 Inch Nails, and I'm actually very impressed by them. And I didn't know that there was a band out there that did what they did, so I like it a lot.
Grego has a question saying, is it better than the Daft Punk soundtrack? Now, you were a fan of Daft Punk, and I'm a fan of 9 Inch Nails. So neither of us can answer this.
Yeah, my biggest complaint about Daft Punk songs is they go on too long.
I don't like Daft Punk. It's just not my style.
But
I like
I-
some electronic, but Daft Punk is just like...
Yeah.
I don't get it,
So
which
they're
is fine.
They're almost like... Would you say 9 Inch Nails and Daft Punk are in the same realm of like electronic music? Like they are both electronic music, kind of.
They're both electronic, but I think
9 Inch Nails
similarities
less so.
leave pretty...
Right. So they're in like
pretty
the
soon after
same
that.
kind of sphere, I guess, but
Yeah.
very, very different. Like Daft Punk seems to me like they're very crisp and calculated and like You know,
Boring.
it's very robotic. Whereas Nine Inch Nails is almost
living.
the like.
It's like if you take electronic music and give it life. I
Right.
think.
Yeah. I think that's. I don't know if the metaphor tracks, but yeah, I like the Daft Punk legacy very much. Both movies are kind of the same, where the movies but the music is awesome and the visuals are awesome. So yeah.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of stuff that could make it better, but I also don't believe
Yeah.
it deserves all the hate. I think that there are a lot of movies that suck way more than that don't get the amount of hate.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure why people online are so up in arms about it. If you want to see a visual experience with some cool music, go to it. Movie tickets not too expensive.
Yeah.
Next thing, I was looking on the
This is
internet
Wild.
and I found this.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
This is where the show truly goes off the rails. We talk about placenta. Go on. Go ahead. What do you have to say for yourself?
Okay, so I noticed this in the first week of moving to Japan. Here in
Okay.
Japan, people consume placentas. If you don't know what a placenta is, I think most people do, but if you don't know what a placenta is,
Ask ChatGPT. Are you going to explain it anyway? You can. Go ahead.
when a mom and a dad love each other very much, inside comes a baby,
Okay.
and then that baby is umbilical cordally connected to a sac of nutrients.
Mm-hmm.
And here in Japan, after the baby is born, some moms will eat the placenta. Like eat it, like cook it.
I'm imagining, like, you know, when a lion has a fresh kill and there's like blood all over its mouth. I imagine they're like ravenous. And they're like, gotta
I
get
have
the
heard
placenta.
some ladies will actually take a bite right afterward as well, but otherwise they boil it and process it. There are companies that you can give your placenta to them and they will process it into a powder.
That's delightful. I'm so glad they offer this service.
And it's not only in Japan. Apparently it wasn't traditionally a thing in Japan, and it was only recently become popular because of influence from other countries.
okay.
Now, the this here, you can get a bottle of placenta, and they're not actually human placentas. They are like pigs and cows and giraffes, probably.
Okay.
I don't actually know. But still, yeah. And apparently, this is what ChatGPT said about it. A beauty or health supplement in liquid form that contains animal placenta extract, such as from pigs, horses, along with other ingredients like collagen, hyaluronic acid, and various plant extracts. There is
There you
no
go.
scientific evidence that consuming placenta offers any health benefits.
But if you want to be weird, it sure does offer weird benefits.
If you come to Japan, buy these as gifts for people back home. Unless you're from one of those countries that eats
Japanese
placentas.
placenta.
Yeah, here's your gift. Here you are.
Oh, I've tried a Mexican placenta and Colombian placenta, but I've never tried Japanese placenta.
Is this the start of a new mini segment? Weird things we discovered. in Japan?
Okay, so the other day
Derek.
when we were thinking about topics, I just added a whole bunch of just things that I thought were weird about Japan, and this happened to be one of them.
Okay.
So
Next week.
There might be other weird things as well. And now that I've got your appetite going, I want to tell you,
You do not have my appetite going. Just want to be clear about that.
I have some snacks there to your right there. Now, in the past, we have been trying to convince my wife to watch the show, and I thought that trope was getting a little bit tired, and I also was a little bit afraid of my wife watching the show and being like, how long have you been making me the butt of the joke? Which I don't think is fair, but that might be construed that way. I still want to show you guys some cool snacks from Japan. So each episode, or maybe we'll do this for a while until I get tired of it, but we've got some things you can get in Japan where you can't get anywhere else. It might be interesting for our viewers to have a look.
You
So
can
this is
tell
for
it's
you.
Japanese because there's Japanese writing, even though the brand
Japan's
is English.
known for their Kit Kats in all weird flavors. This one here is the apple pie with Halloween ghost flavor.
Wait,
I don't-
Halloween ghost flavor?
That's for you.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Grant, eat this.
While Derek is throwing candy at employees in the office, Japan, and I don't know, you can tell me if this is different in your country. In Japan, Kit Kat is like, they are known for just having like whack flavors all the time. Like one of the prizes we had in the show was like 20 different Kit Kat flavors or something. So any excuse at all, any Christmas, Halloween, Placenta Day, whatever. Like, they're gonna have a Kit Kat brand that comes out and tries to capitalize on that different flavor. So right now they're getting ready for Halloween. They have been doing all through October because apparently October is Halloween month.
I've already seen Christmas stuff in the store.
Yeah, Christmas stuff is coming already. Like, Japan just gets behind all of these holidays. And by the way, Christmas, small aside, Christmas is not a holiday in Japan.
Yeah,
like,
everyone has
you
to work.
on Christmas.
Oh, you know who doesn't have to work?
Who?
Employees
TCS
of Pacific Coast Auto.
Oh, yeah. There are a number of foreign companies who give staff time off during
Don't say
Christmas.
that. Make us feel better.
We are the only company in Japan that has Christmas off. That is one of the rare benefits that our magnanimous leader, Derek Weldon, gives us.
As I usually enjoy this kind of treatment toward me, while you were saying that, I was smelling this.
They do smell great,
My
right?
God, do these smell good.
Right. So what I wanted to say is, like, these...
I don't want to eat it.
There's a bunch of flavors of Kit Kat. There's got to be over 100, I swear. And some of them are great. Some of them suck.
There is a sake flavored Kit Kat.
That one
I
is
think
great.
that sake flavor is
I've never been brave enough
fantastic.
to eat it.
No,
honestly.
it's so good. But they're
Okay.
also like $10
package.
for like 7 of them. Oh, right. Max
Yes,
is giving me a
while you-
salute again.
While you eat this, how
That was a
about
Nazi
we
joke.
do some question and answers?
Whoa, that does smell good. It smells honestly like fresh apple pie that has cooled down a little bit. So it's not like piping hot. But you can definitely smell that like tray sitting on the countertop and you're like, Mom, did you make apple pie? Or Honey, did you make apple pie?
This is my first time eating one of these. This is the best Kit Kat I've ever had.
Yeah. The apple pie one is...
You've had these ones before?
Yeah, I think it's only available in Halloween. I don't think they have it in any other time. There are some like certain flavors they do, but the apple pie one is astonishingly good.
I went to Canada recently. The Kit Kats they have in Canada are so bad compared to the Japanese ones. The chocolate is completely different and it tastes very low quality.
Okay, ready for some questions.
I've been to the Japanese, the
Apparently no.
chocolatory, Kit Kat chocolatory in Ginza. And it's like this, it's like the Gucci store of Kit Kat.
Really?
Yeah. But I think you can like make your own Kit Kat there or something. They have all these things. I just bought a bunch of Kit Kats. I spent way too much money on Kit Kats, but it was great. Japan, lots of Kit Kat flavors. Some of them awesome. Apple pie awesome. Many of them worth a missing.
Yeah. Grant, how's the Kit Kat?
It is fantastic. Thank you very much for sharing. By the way, Mike, do you know why Kit Kat is so popular in Japan?
I do not. Are you about to tell me?
Yeah, Jacob knows. Yeah, it's a pun. Because if you say it in katakana, it sounds like kittokatsu, which means like you will definitely win.
Oh, that's right. And you're supposed to eat. So what Grant's saying is, if you say Kit Kat in the katakana version of Japanese,
Explained again, but worse.
yeah, it's my specialty.
That's one of my favorite things to see on Reddit.
So
Your joke, but worse.
yeah, it's you're supposed to eat them before doing competitions or exams or something, and then
Really?
it's
Yeah.
the same with eating like katsu, right?
Yep, same thing.
Because it will like give you good luck for your exam or event that you're doing,
Wow.
and it's superstition.
It's so funny how Kit Kat was accidentally their, like the name of it was an advertising thing, but obviously an English
Yeah.
name.
I'm basically here to dumb down what Grant is, so it's more palatable
Mike's-
for just
Mike's
me.
No,
plan.
you said before sports day they'll eat them. That was interesting information, and
Oh,
you have
the rest
added
was
value.
useless. Okay, sorry about
First
that.
question, guys. Denzel has asked, have you ever had a case of vehicles being lost somewhere in transit? Like the boat sinks or the transport crashes?
No?
Not
we-
lost. You can't lose a car in Japan for sure. That would be
We have had transport company has said that they delivered a vehicle, but it wasn't delivered, and then it was eventually found. That's maybe the closest. We've had a car that was shipped to a country, and the customer got lost and never picked it up. He fled the country for some reason.
what?
The Australia 86.
Oh,
A long
it
time
just
ago
sat
one.
there at the port, and then the port. This was before my time, but the port emailed and was like, "Hey, your car's here, and your customer's not picking it up." And we're like,
And then the customer
What do you want us to
moved
do?
to another country and just kind of left, which is weird. Never had a vessel with our cars on it sink. There was a fire at one of the auctions after a tsunami here in Japan that we had bought cars from, but none of
We're
our car
quite-
was damaged.
Yeah, we're quite nervous about that.
I
Yeah, a
don't
bunch
think
of
anything
Ferraris
else.
caught fires, like several millions of dollars worth of damage.
Yeah,
That's
rough.
everyday business for Ferrari, though.
What's new?
Man, these are good. I'm gonna have to buy more of these.
So we track all of the cars, and there are like checkpoints that they have to go through. So if a car does not arrive, for example, like a transport company says, yes, we delivered the car, we check with the port, or we get there are like handshakes on each side. So transport company says, yes, we delivered, port says, no, we didn't receive it, and then we're like, hey, port never got the car, how about you double check again? Then the transport company's like, yes, when we said we delivered the car, we mean we didn't deliver the car yet, and it's going to be delivered soon. So, yeah, never been lost within Japan, no boat sunk.
What happens if you never pick up your car in the
The
port?
car, well,
the
yeah,
port?
it's a little bit weird. The one in Australia went into car purgatory. It was there for 7 years or something like that,
Wow.
because the car is legally owned by a person who's not picking it up, and that person can't be contacted to transfer the ownership to someone else.
Right.
So the car sits there in port storage on a landing port is always very expensive because they don't want shit. They don't want stuff getting in the way.
That was the slip
Who was
that
it?
Greg
Was that
liked.
Greg?
Yeah, it's Greg. Yeah, there you go, Greg, just for you.
The port that receives the vehicles doesn't want anything in the way because that's very valuable space for managing
Right.
things. So it's always like $50 a day. So it doesn't
Yeah.
take long before the cost of storage becomes more than the cost of the vehicle.
Yeah.
So nobody wants to pay that cost of storage, and the ports, and
Right.
they're always like, no, you got to pay us. We'll give you a little discount, but it's still more than it's worth.
Yeah.
So a car can, in that case, just sit there forever. I don't know what happened to it eventually, but
So generally speaking, most countries have laws where if something is abandoned for a long enough time, for example, the ownership will lapse, and then you won't need to get the previous owner's like confirmation
hopefully
or
that's what happened. That'd
acceptance.
be so sad if an 8.6 got crushed.
Well, the difficulty is if it arrives at the port and it's not customs cleared by the person who owns it, it's not legally allowed in the country. So although it's
Right.
physically in the country, it's not legally allowed in. And some countries, again, will have like, you're allowed to store the car for this long, and then it becomes property of the state or
I believe
whatever.
that the U.S. like I
They
heard
do have that
sometime in
one.
the U.S. where a car was brought in, but it was a Skyline, so it wasn't legal to come in. So instead of crushing it, because the value was so high, they auctioned it off to people in other countries and then sent it. There were several of them. It was like 6 or 7 of them that
Yeah.
all got caught together, and then they auctioned them all off.
Yeah. Yeah, otherwise they'll crush them. So not crushing them is great, but I haven't
Yeah.
heard of that happening. I prefer that.
Okay, next question. Greg did ask, did we see the A86 chassis made in China that you can buy now?
I've not
What?
heard of that.
There is a company in China who is making replica chassis of A86 chassis
Not a bad idea,
that
honestly.
you can buy, but they don't have any VIN numbers on them, so you could never register them. So probably
You
motorsport
could
stuff.
etch a VIN number into them.
Yeah,
Yes, I guess
I'm
so.
sure it's like,
You could etch your
You
VIN
could-
number into them.
or you can cut the metal VIN number off of a crashed one. Point. Not saying that that's what you should be doing.
That
but
is definitely
certainly the
illegal.
manufacturer knows that's going on.
Yeah.
'cause
That
that's-
being said, I've been to the 86 meet at Fuji Speedway, and they had one of those there.
so you've
A
seen
Chinese
one in
made
person.
86.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, wait,
No, it. I don't know anything. It was just the bare chassis that they had on display.
like
from,
painted?
As a marketing
Unpainted?
thing.
Yeah, I don't know much about chassis that I would be able to tell you. Oh, this
Oh,
look
I wonder
just
how
like the real
similar it
thing.
is. Because 1980,
Yeah.
well, designed in the late 70s, early 80s, right? It can't be that technically advanced.
Yeah.
So shouldn't be too hard to do a one-for-one copy of it.
Especially with 3D scanning and all of the
They could
tools we have
probably make
today.
a way better chassis. The old chassis wasn't known to be that good.
Yeah.
And
That's so cool, honestly.
Cobra's right. That would be what happened, but I think we're mainly concerned about people who don't try to register it as is and maybe swap their body onto a new chassis and then try to etch their original 86 chassis number onto it and
I
do
wonder
some
if
weirdness.
You could register it as a kit car.
That's what he's saying. Yeah, you probably can. I
If
mean,
you
it would
would
be the
register-
same as
If
the
you would
normal kit
register
car.
it as a kit car, could Toyota come after you for copyright stuff?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
If they felt like it.
Yeah.
Toyota has a
Very
big
interesting.
presence in the USA. Make it easier for them. Someone
It's-
try it out. I'd like to
it's
see what
incredible.
happens.
I think that's very cool that they
Yeah.
make that.
It's like a revival project. You know, Nissan's got their heritage program. Instead of buying an
And China's
R34,
got
you might be able to
86
buy
chassis.
a R34 chassis from China at 1/100th of the cost.
And it's like the Cobra. You get only kit cars on the street and not the
Yeah.
original.
Yeah.
But they still
Well,
look
they've been
the
doing
same.
this sort of thing with just fenders and roofs, and like muscle cars have been doing like pieces of cars for a long time. You can almost go buy an entire car. Maybe you can, like floor pans and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I honestly, I don't think it's a bad idea, especially with the value of some of these cars. It's worthwhile developing the
Also,
technology to make them.
there's no replacement for low mileage on a chassis.
Yeah. Quality is going to be a big concern, though, if
Yeah.
it's made with
Yeah,
strong enough
but
steel and
you're
tested.
comparing
and-
the brand new, maybe low quality steel to 40-year-old steel.
Sure. Yeah.
That was also not very high quality.
Well,
Right.
it was, from a,
We have
So-
seen the 86s in Canada. They all disintegrated.
yeah.
That's
Um,
interesting. I like that. Like to hear about that.
Plus, it wouldn't, if you didn't want to do all the research into getting the chassis and building the thing, you could buy a chassis and then recreate it out of whatever you wanted. Billet AE86 chassis
Oh,
coming
man.
now.
Oh,
Man,
wow.
that would be undrivable, wouldn't it? There'd like no flex.
You can drive without flex, sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just need
Wouldn't that be?
better suspension.
I don't know about that.
Next question. We're
Urban
actually pretty
Dynamics.
late. We got anything else?
Yeah. When importing a North American car into North America, is the registration process still the same? For example, would you need to get a notarized translation?
I wasn't listening. I was looking at all of Cobra's chats. He seems to know a lot about kit cars, and I like that.
Registration process, is it the same if it's a North American car imported to North America? And do you need a notarized translation? They are two. Grant, do you want to answer?
I'm paying attention. I don't know what this person is getting at exactly, but you would still need the export certificate and translation because you're still importing the car. There are certain exceptions for US vehicles imported to the USA. If they were built for the USA market and then exported or imported into Japan, and now they're being exported from Japan back into the USA, you are allowed to import them before they're 25 years old. But we did a show on this, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Check the show, but I'll give you a...
Yeah, but we don't know which show it is, so check all the shows.
Check all the shows. Scrub through all the shows. You can import them before they're 25 years old because they've got like history with the NHTSA. What's the organization? Is that it?
That's right.
Sure. And you have to have the original stickers that gave it compliance in the USA in the original location, all readable, which makes it quite difficult to confirm at auction before you buy the car.
But not impossible.
Not impossible, and you can do it. We have done it before for other cars. It's just a little bit more
Time consuming?
time consuming and a little bit more difficult. Like, if the only way to do it is to get an inspection on the vehicle before auction, and then you have to talk to the inspector, explain the stickers because they don't know what they're looking for because they're not a Japanese requirement.
You could theoretically ask for compliance stickers. Yeah, as one of the photos.
Right,
And then
but
they will get you 4 photos, but there is some chance then that they'll miss the one that you need.
before they've gotten the wrong photos. They're just like, here's something that looks like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then we're like, that's not
HKS
it.
sticker.
Right, yeah. And
Compliance.
yeah.
HKS says it is high quality.
Yeah, but the other factors, like you're still importing the vehicle, so you still need to have all of the paperwork and everything like that, and we'll still do it. In terms of the notarization, maybe that was a misunderstanding of what I was saying before. Not all states need to have a notarized translation. Some DMVs we have heard of asking customers for notarized translations. If you need a notarized translation, it will only be at the request of your DMV, and in that case you would need to pay for a notarized translation or go to a different DMV is often the advice we would give.
All right. So I think that concludes our show, doesn't it? We got anything else that's important?
Fiero had one question. What happened to the car that was damaged at JU Gifu? Was it JU Gifu?
Oh, we discussed that on a previous show too.
That was the Impreza, right?
The one that we
Yeah.
bought from the customer, yeah.
Yeah, so we bought it from the customer. We repainted it. Well, we bought it from the customer with the intent to sell it back to auction, but because it would require body damage that the auction was going to pay for, then we didn't want to just repair that section because it would have not good paint in some parts of the car and then brand new paints on others, and that would lower the value. So we decided to fully repaint the car, which we did, and then we found one of our customers ended up picking it up.
Yeah.
There you go.
And we did not lose money on it, which is good.
A small aside, GC8 Imprezas.
Are awesome.
But they are fantastic. Buy them.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, buy them. Or GDB Impreza,
Yes.
Tommy Mackinnon M20B,
Get a
which
video.
you can buy. You can get a video. It's
Yeah.
worth probably close to $3,000 now. I don't remember.
Yeah. I think it's about $3,000 worth of
think-
video.
3,500.
As long as you buy it.
for free.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the end of the show. We will be back again next week with more fun things from Japan, from Mike, Derek, and Max, and a little bit of Grant.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
We look forward to drinking placenta on next week's show.
Ew.
Take
Oh,
care.
Do you want to?
No.
I take it back.
Maybe. We'll see.
I kind of want to.
Stay tuned.
I'm sure it tastes
And
just like energy drink.
I'm sure it tastes just like placenta.
It's
gross.
You wouldn't know unless.
No, I
you
wouldn't.
Like, oh,
But I'm
there's my
about to.
baby. Instead of looking at the baby, I'll just grab that and.
Yeah. Have you ever gotten your baby and played
Should
around
I
and been
just
like, I'm
click
gonna
on
bite
the
your
end
arm? Oh,
screen
that
to
could be
see?
placenta.
I will
I thought-
mute the two.
I thought my wife
Now
was
they
joking when she's like, "Yeah, some people
Okay.
do it."
They
I
are
was like,
very.
"This doesn't seem
Not
like the
loud
kind of
anymore.
joke that you normally do."
Yeah.
But. All right.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.